kind of made this video. Um, this is in December, and I was doing my exams at this point for university, and I failed these exams, these December exams. I did really bad in them, and there was a collection of factors in it. It was just basically me fixating more on YouTube than on university work, essentially. Because I was doing this, I was doing flipping Tales from the Borderlands at that time. I was doing my farewell to Street Fighter 4 ranked set videos. I was doing all this stuff on YouTube, and I was becoming a lot more invested in it. And as a result, I kind of schoolwork took a back burner. This was my first semester of my second year at high school or of high school at university, and literally, I was making this video instead of revising because I had my exams were like the first 2 weeks of December, so literally, I did all of that work on this stuff rather than actually doing uni work, and as a result, I had to like overperform in my second semester modules so I could get into honors years, which was quite funny. I did end up doing it all, so it was all good. But you know, I don't regret that because this video I still am very proud of. And yeah, this opening kind of skit I had in my mind from like the very beginning. I'm like, I'm gonna mess up the intro intentionally, so then I can rewind time and like fix it. So let's have a flip and read this. Oh, it's very quiet. Hang on. You guys even hear this? I feel like you can't even hear it. Okay, you guess you can. I'm gonna turn my desktop audio up a bit actually. Hold on. Okay, there we see. There's Zanny Bear.
That's better. What's going on, guys? Peter.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn up to like here.
It's quite rare that I make these kind of videos.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
really
Right.
want to get my
Look at my
two
fucking
cents
baby
out
face.
there.
Look at me, 19 years.
You know,
19 years young.
rare when I feel so split when it comes to video games that I've played. And so in the rare times that it does happen, I want to look deeper into why that's the case. And that was especially what happened when I
Also, I did not go to the barber shop to get my hair cut like this, like the day off, because it does look very flippin', very neat in that series of videos. I record all of the in-person segments in like
You know,
one
it's
evening.
not often that my opinions on a game are so contrasting when I look into different aspects of
Yeah,
it.
this is also
Even
basically
episode
why
one,
like
and then episode 5
even when I'm talking during
seems
this video, I'm
different
kind of
when I
like,
treat the
oh,
game.
like I don't
There are
even
parts
really
of Life is
know.
Strange I really
Here we
love,
go, like
there are
this.
parts of it I really hate, parts are pretentious, parts are heartfelt, parts are meaningful, parts are meaningless. Just how?
How?
Well, I'm going to look into
I'm gonna
it
turn this
further,
down a bit
and I
again.
made sure to do my research. I played the game from start to finish for my YouTube channel, played it from start to finish again,
Yep.
making different choices and even getting every
Why
achievement.
did I blur that? It was a spoiler. I remember.
I bought it 3 months
Um,
ago. I even went onto YouTube and watched playthroughs of it from people who loved it,
This
people
is
who
true.
hated it, and people.
I'm actually gonna pause it
who
here.
were into it.
Okay, right. So, oh no, damn it! Really? I'm paused it the flipping second beforehand.
Playthroughs
All right,
of it from
here we
people
go.
who
Parts I
loved
really
it,
love,
people who hated it,
hated it,
and people
who were
indifferent.
indifferent. Okay, so I remember PewDiePie was really big. This is when PewDiePie was still doing like live streams. Like he was still, oh not live streams. He was doing like video game playthroughs on YouTube. This was like just before like the meme review, era of PewDiePie, and he was doing this stuff. I'm pretty sure it was just before that era. Mario Taz is my pal. Taz lives in Japan now. Big ups. He did a playthrough of this game as well. He got quite emotional at the end, and he was a lot more kind of forgiving of it than I was. Tormental and Adam Plays were two guys that they had. Adam Plays is maybe the funniest actual playthrough of this game because he just despised it from the very beginning, and I still sometimes like I remember I used his playthrough for like the other Life is Strange games just because he was having flipping none of anything this game was trying to offer him, so that was quite funny. And then yeah, DSP, as I said before, here's one that kind of I first got interested in, and even see if it's okay. I mean, it's DSP. I also love how this video's from 2015 and his subscribers are like barely any higher than that. And then that's obviously Ray from Rooster Teeth, who again I liked his breakdown of the ending in particular. He was kind of like, I wish it did more. Like I kind of feel a bit underwhelmed. He had a very smart take on it. So I actually did I didn't watch all of their playthroughs start to finish, but I did definitely like dive in to all of them. I watched all of Adam Plays' playthrough, and I think that was probably it. And then I probably skimmed through a lot of these other playthroughs. Tormental had a pretty good afterthoughts video as well on this game, but it was very kind of damning, Anyway.
Different to it. I really wanted to ensure that when I talked about this game, it's well informed and the most effective way for me to communicate my thoughts.
Also, we're glad to know the game is going to look better on this stream than it was in this,
One heck of an
you know,
interesting
footage.
experience. but it missed the ball on being
Yeah.
truly great.
I do still stand by this, by the way, that the game is still good, but it could have been so much more. And I'm going to probably break that down whenever we're playing it, because I know like specific parts in the game where I'm like, oh, I wish that was better, or I wish that was changed. I'm also not sure if I agree with this kind of theory I had of like all gameplay or all story. Like I kind of understood what I was playing, what I was going at here, but it was a little bit of a stretch. Also, I had to literally go into these games and like record like 2 seconds of like all of them. So literally, that Minecraft is me just in Minecraft on Xbox, I think it is. Yeah. That's not me, I don't think. That's just someone's gameplay. So sorry, I'm copyright infringement. And then The Last of Us, that isn't me either, I don't think. I don't think I had The Last of Us at that point on the PS4. Oh no, I did. It could have been me actually. When is that? Is that the Bill stuff? I'm not too sure. I don't think it was me though. I feel like I would have remembered it. That Minecraft is definitely me. I remember not really knowing what to do on Minecraft to just emulate. I remember I was like, I've got to play like 3 seconds of it. I think I'm just using this as a justification to be like, oh, I'm going to be measuring it on its merits more than flipping, you know, more than anything else. On its story merits even.
Okay, sorry, sheesh.
Also, yeah, the audio is a bit flipping wonky on this.
Trying to discover herself and fit in at Blackwell Academy, a prestigious college located in the fictitious seaside resort of Arcadia Bay, Oregon.
That was a hard line to get, by the way. Fictitious seaside town of Arcadia Bay, Oregon.
Save her childhood friend Chloe Price from getting shot in a bathroom, and from then, the pair try to get to the bottom of some of Arcadia Bay's many mysteries, like the mysteriously wealthy and powerful Prescott family.
See, this is why I quite like the first episode, because it set up all of these things that basically, you know, you're hoping will be intertwined and woven and stuff, and obviously some of the story elements do come back, but some of them don't, you know.
Which begin to unravel the more you play the game, and despite a slow start, the game really begins to pick up. Even just one of these big plot points.
I guess kind of. Not really that much, you know. I feel like the later Life is Strange games almost took that to the extreme. Like Life is Strange 2, there's like flipping every episode's got like some mad flipping crescendo event almost. You know, it's weird. That is one thing that I did kind of hone on to, was the kind of atmosphere of the game, like the world they kind of built, which I know a lot of people did meme on it, and I guess if you're not inclined to that kind of, if you're not entertaining that, you're gonna hate it. But yeah, like the internet meme stuff. Some of them were a bit cringy, but some of it was somewhat believable. It'd be even worse now, jeez. Yo, that's mid, bro. Jason Reitman's Juno, in which the world and the characters in that world. This is one of the worst clips I could have used, by the way, from Fargo. It takes some getting used to. It said they was going to the Twin Cities. I know this video by the back of my hand, by the way.
Yeah, is that useful to you?
Also, that's an awful like color gradient I've got there. That's horrific. Yeah, just a load of people saying yeah about 900 times, which doesn't really prove my point. If I had more time, I probably would have made like snippets of different clips from the film. Just so that, or I could use the TV series. The TV series has a lot of like, you know, Minnesota isms in it as well. Some instances just a little too ridiculous. Even yeah, this is the stuff I was talking about just there. About some of it's a little bit too flippin' embarrassing.
Did she just say sad face, like non-ironically?
Did he just say sad face?
Did he just say sad face? Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah, that's bad. That's one of the ones I could definitely see the writer being like, oh, that's flippin', that's good. That's like, that's internet meme and flippin' an actual insult someone would say. It's like, well, probably not.
Terrible.
You know.
But maybe that only adds to the charm of the setting and the world created. If one thing's for certain, I have to give Don't Nod credit, because there was a lot of effort made in making this world feel unique. You need only look around.
It is one of those weird things where like they did add a lot of interesting stuff, but you know, like when you play it for a second time, like I'm going to, there's a lot of stuff that like you don't really need to go to and you know talk to. Like if you wanted to actually just be interested in the story, then there's no reason to speak to like almost any of the side characters, especially when you know like the ending of the game and like you know that either everyone dies or everything gets reset, which you know really kind of really doesn't really impact anything when it comes to I'm talking to everyone now. All these side characters doesn't really affect too much.
Considering you hear her inner thoughts as these events happen in real time, not really. But the hand-drawn illustrations and extra comments.
Yeah, that stuff's pretty good, I guess. Just kind of interesting character motifs and stuff, and interesting, you know, like character thoughts.
The prologue pages of the journal to get you started. started.
Yeah, I think I will do that actually in this playthrough. I don't remember any of it at the moment anyway.
This is a good example of what I mentioned earlier regarding.
I'm also going to be playing this with the music on, so I'm looking forward to getting my flipping stream absolutely ripped apart by copyright. So I'm just going to try and talk over a lot of the audio, even though it will make me sad because I do like a lot of the songs in it.
And the fact that the main character does enjoy that genre herself, I can understand why that's the case. So
Typical, she plays a flipping guitar, by the way.
It even made it onto my Spotify.
Oh, my old iPhone.
I'm sure
Holy crap! I think I still have that playlist. See if time.
I appreciate the effort made there.
Yeah, I'm not on the iPhones anymore. I'm on the flipping the flipping. What do you call this phone again?
Just the general look
So Samsung Galaxy. Yeah, there we go.
But
Oh my
much
gosh,
like
took me
every
flipping
Swedish
ages there.
episodic game, expect the graphics to not be as polished as most other big games out there. The difference here is that it looks like they put a lot more of the budget into the bigger spectacles like the tornado or other big events over basic.
Also, it's quite funny looking at the. Oh, this is quite a funny little thing.
The world looked and how detailed these
So I put so much work into this one little. That's supposed to be a joke. This part.
Also,
So that part was flipping hilarious because I put so much effort into that. So what I did was I'm making a point here about. I'm not even going to go back because this video is 30 minutes long and I want to actually start the game and beat chapter 1 anyway by the end of the stream. So I'm just going to pause it and briefly talk about what I just did there. So in that moment I was talking about characters like having poor lip syncing, and it's because, you know, obviously they just didn't have enough time to really like focus in on it. A lot of live streams seem to suffer from that actually, just like poor lip syncing. And then as a way to prove that, I wanted to dub myself saying what I was saying on camera. So I think I was saying on camera like, you know, oh, it doesn't really take too much away from it, but it is a bit distracting once you begin to notice it. It was something like that I said. But I deliberately muted when I like the video version of it, and I like redubbed over it and like deliberately was trying to like make it sound like it was off sync. Unfortunately, it didn't. It was barely off sync, so it just looks like a video that is just normal. So I went through all that effort just to literally make a video that looked the exact same. So that's embarrassing. Anyway, we move on.
Picky here, but I would have appreciated some more body animations. Most of the
Yeah,
characters
true.
just stand idle as you talk to them. It doesn't really look like.
I do remember thinking of like The Walking Dead when it came to stuff like this, because The Walking Dead is quite interactive and stuff. Because yeah, this is the moments I was kind of like, there's a little bit of stuff there, like, you know, Frank points, and there's really too much that they do, but they're not as kind of expressive as they could be, you know, which I feel like they kind of missed out on. Also, I made this video in like reverse, in the wrong order. I remember I actually recorded and edited this stuff like third, I think, or second. Yeah, I think I did the spoiler part first, and then I did this part first, and then I did the last part last, I'm pretty sure. It was, I don't really know why I did that. I think, I'll tell you why, because I wasn't sure I was going to make the video, and then I started making the spoiler version of it, and I was like, right, you know what, I'm just going to make a full thing of it.
So you don't get too bored. Not to mention the texting and journal from earlier. Choices play a big part in a player choice game, surprise, surprise. And I'm glad to say that Life is Strange incorporated these player
Do I still have that shirt? I have the same undershirt, but I don't think I have that blue shirt anymore. What's that? It's a good shirt.
It certainly made me feel like I was molding my gameplay experience to be different.
Yeah, this is where the rewinding thing kind of comes into play, where like, you know, the choice stuff, you know, kind of mattered, but not really, because, you know, the rewinding time thing was such a big deal.
Come together and can make these bigger pieces feel a lot different depending on what you settled with in the earlier parts of the game. So it did a good job. Plus, you do have the ability to time travel, which feeds into all three areas and adds an extra layer to the gameplay. This allows players to literally rewind a decision they made and see the alternative outcome.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting like gimmick for a choice-based game. It's like, what if we had a character that was like had special abilities? Oh, what a show! Propaganza wasn't too bad, but whose line is it anyway? I literally knew of this game like whenever I was making the scripts, because I was literally like, I'm going to definitely include a segment with this game in it, which is like the new choice game.
This adds a unique flair to these scenarios, allowing you to balance which one to pick depending on the outcomes. Even if the events affected are only the short-term ones, it's pretty neat. This does, however, resist the absolutism of your choices.
Yeah.
You don't feel as conflicted to really...
They only have one absolutism choice, and that's the flipping Kate one in episode 2 when she's on the roof. And literally, like, you know, the only reason why that's such a big thing is because they temporarily, like, got rid of her time travel powers, but literally, like, that never occurs ever again, basically, aside from like whenever she gets drugged.
Concrete.
Yeah.
You need only look at any one of my P plays, and you'll see instances of the time travel powers being used in ways that seem impractical, or worse yet, Max not using.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the biggest things that like I noticed when I was playing it, and this is one of the hardest things. If you're going to write a story like this, it's so difficult to like balance out, you know, balance out like not breaking your own logic when you're making a game, especially with time travel, because time travel has been done so much, and there's so few examples of time travel where literally like they're barely even working. Hey Sam, man, how we doing, man? I'm doing the ultimate nepotism stream by flipping, or a narcissism stream by literally reacting to my own content. Yeah, life is mad. Life became very bad after flipping this game, you know. Yeah, a lot of plot holes, which I do elaborate on in the later parts of this game. It definitely did peak in Life is Strange 1. Like, Before the Storm angered me. Actually, you know what's funny? I actually was going to make a video about Before the Storm, but I deliberately didn't because I was too busy. Well, no, because I genuinely could have, but I didn't want to play it because I watched Adam Plays doing a full playthrough of it, and obviously he ripped it apart. And basically, the thing that really frustrated me with it was that, like, the stuff from, you know, the stuff from the first game was almost just funneled in to get the fangirls in, and then I call it fan fiction in my script. I do have a script for it, and I was going to make a video about it, but I was far too busy with like other stuff at that point, because it came out like what, in 2017 I think, and at that point I was really busy with uni. You know, I was not going to patch my uni work at that point. So yeah, basically I was trying my best to. Oh hey Chris. Yeah, dude, a script. You heard of a script? Where you're flipping 40-minute Walking Dead vlogs where you're talking in front of a picture of, you know, Rick Grimes? I don't think so. Yeah, so basically I'm just looking to see, you know, what kind of stuff they wanted to do past that. But all they wanted to do was they wanted to tell a story of characters that people liked from the first game, and just literally how fast can we get to the point that we need to without any character building or any sort of like development or anything like that, you know. Literally, and that's what really annoyed me the most about that prequel game, was that they had no care about like actually changing things in the story or like creating anything new. I know it's just became a flipping rant now about flipping the second game, but I don't even care. I'm gonna keep ranting. I didn't make a video, so this will be my impromptu video. Screw it. They literally focus so much on like the Chloe and Rachel stuff that like they literally went from like just meeting in like in the beginning of the first episode, and then they were like kissing at the end of the second episode, and like in game time, like a flipping like 2 days have gone by. Like, how the hell are you flipping smooching this girl that you just met like 2 days ago? I understand that they're teenagers, and obviously when you have, you know, when you have a lot, you know, when your hormones are running crazy when you're a teenager, especially at that time your brain's still developing, that stuff is more rapid, but not flipping 24 or 40 hours. Come on, that's ridiculous. Same thing with this as well, was that a lot of the characters in the first game, this is a problem with all of the games, basically a lot of the characters just felt the same thing about everyone. Like this one is a difference, but he's like the only person that says something good about a bad person, and David's not even a bad character in the game either. But a lot of people, like, you know, the background characters were literally just, oh, we don't like flipping this guy because he's the antagonist. You're like, there's no subtlety, there's no nuance, you know. Like, at least have some people that, you know, maybe can sympathize with them, or some people that think they're misunderstood. No, literally just everyone's like, Prescott's are terrible. Oh, David is misunderstood, just ask Ellie. Oh no. Can you imagine that flipping crossover? Jeez. See, this is the thing, like Ellie is a very well written kind of teenage character who would have been probably about the same age that Chloe would have been in Before the Storm. So literally, like, that's one of those things where, like, the realism is so much better with that one than it would have been for flipping anything else that they have in this game series. And it is kind of sad that this was like its peak, because, you know, I remember at the end of it, I'll probably be quiet whenever I mention it, because I almost have quite a foreboding flipping statement. But yeah. I described it as Game of the Year awards. Yeah, but flipping, you haven't done a Game of the Year awards in flipping like 100 years. Come on, come on, dude. Also, something I wanted to mention there was just before that. I mentioned how a lot of the characters didn't have very good voice acting. Come to find out, flipping like 4 voice actresses basically played all of the female characters, and like 3 voice actors played like all the male characters.
Is that trying to make a serious point doesn't really
Because literally, like if you go to the credits on like IMDb or something, literally like half of the voice actors and voice actresses have like 10 names beside them. So the reason why I'm like, oh, that character had a really weird voice is because it's Ashley Birch trying to put on a different flipping voice. Yeah, so from this point on is where I started editing from the very beginning. So this is like the first thing I worked on here. After this.
Okay, I think they're gone. Alright, let's tackle 3
Yeah,
main areas.
this point.
Time travel, plot holes, certain character development.
Yeah, the plot holes didn't get much better in any of the other games, flip me.
Plot holes. Over the
so
course
yeah.
of the game, Max discovers her powers can go further than simple time travel, but the way these are implemented seemed rather like a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, this was very much one of those things like in storytelling where
The story.
this is maybe a problem they have with like writing things episodically. I'm not sure I mentioned it in the video, but if you make something episodic, this is me talking about how, oh, this is what I was mentioning earlier about the whole the time travel powers don't work for this one segment, but you know, but they work every other time, you know, it's really bizarre. Because I literally saying this, it was quite a smart, like when you're first introduced to it, you're like, okay, that's actually quite smart, you know, like I'll be interested to see how this is utilized after this point, but literally they don't. Yeah, they say here they don't hint at it before this. They have her passing out, which is very cliche, by the way. But then that doesn't happen like afterwards either. There's no real reason for it to literally just be, you know, a one-time thing. I don't know. I don't really get it. Well, I do get it. It's the writers obviously trying to like make something work for the short term without actually considering the long term. This is something I really don't like. Is when you're making a story, you need to make sure you have like a concrete kind of step 1, step 2, step 3. Alright, it doesn't have to be totally concrete, but as long as you kind of know roughly, okay, if I introduce this thing in step C, I need to acknowledge it in like step G. I can't just pretend like it's not there. Veronica and Sam with Chloe and Max. You know what's the good thing about that, Chris? You mentioned that now. No one's going to know your reference now, but in about 5 or 10 years, people are going to go back to this video and they're going to be like, he knew. But yeah, it's one of those things where like, they obviously tried so much to focus on this one relationship with Chloe and Max that all the other relationships kind of just fell off the back burner. Like, aside from maybe Warren, which was flipping horrific, by the way. I mean, I know I kind of made the joke about it during my first playthrough, being like, "Oh, Warren's a flipping geek," but he like the way they did write him was really kind of embarrassing, and you know, I mean, maybe that's intentional, but at the same time, it's just not very fun. Oh, I really didn't like this part. It is a bit nitpicky, but it is still a nitpick. It is still an actual critique.
In that a lot of things in the future changed, like Chloe's health, Max's friends, and her relationships with people, basically showing that one change in the past can affect a lot of factors in the future. But when she returns to the photo to make things right, she still changes some things in that state.
And this is something that you could have easily not done. You know? They only wanted that Chloe, I'm sorry scene for like to get the flippin' fangirls to cry about it. Whereas like, you know, you could literally just have her burn. I mean, burn the photo was bad enough, but I would wave that off if Max then kind of didn't do anything else to change time. But then she literally like, yeah.
So why is every single thing in present day?
I'm actually gonna say it here.
Surely if you're following this game's logic where you change the course of history and everything in the present world is messed up, you didn't change the course of history to the point where somebody died, but you changed the course of history to the point that a photo now doesn't exist because you burned it, and also, you know, Chloe would now view that event differently because she would probably say, oh, the day my father died, why were you coming up to me and being like, oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's the part I didn't really like, was that like surely she's now changed one of Chloe's like core memories, because when Chloe thinks back to that, she's gonna think Max is very apologetic to me the day my father died. It's almost like she knew, and like they can't really do that, you know. Like Max would need to like feign ignorance, like she would have been in real time, obviously not knowing that David, or not David, what do you call flipping her dad? Can't even remember.
This girl.
But yeah, literally, like,
if
I
you
don't know
wanted
why
to,
they
if you're
want to
writing a
include
story
that,
and you want to, like,
aside from
make
to
it
get flipping
the
people to
most
cry because,
stereotypical
oh, Max is such a
bully
good friend.
character in a school
Um,
setting, this is the girl that would pop
And yeah,
out
again,
every
Veronica had no
every
subtlety to
single
her,
cliche trope.
you know.
She got
I think I do
posh,
mention, like, her and
she-
Nathan being
because
just
she's
ridiculous.
smart, she's
Nathan's much worse, though.
exploitative to that guy.
Veronica obviously does
That
kind of have a
guy.
soft side, and I feel as if
Oh my gosh, she's
that's a
pretty.
missed opportunity
She's
again.
mean for no
Like, they
reason.
could have,
Acts of
you
bullying
know,
is
kind of
unmotivated.
segued her
Like, refusing
niceties
to
in the game, you know, easier
Why?
than
Why
literally
did you
just,
fix
you know,
this?
at the very end being like, oh, actually, I'm really insecure. Because I'm pretty sure it's not like the disco scene that she gets really kind of, oh, well, I've been really insecure and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And like whenever she's in, whenever she's in the dark room with Max, I remember she's quite insecure as well. There you go, there's the flipping night cartoon. Look at the flipping frame rate on that, oof. That just shows you how flipping crap my PC was back then. Oh, that's a nightmare.
Victoria seems like a character who, when she turns face in
Yeah,
episode
turns
4,
face, using flipping wrestling terminology, oof.
but it gets
Yeah, Nathan,
is
yeah.
hilariously insane.
Yeah, hilariously insane. That's the way I describe him. He is. He's like, he's just like if you want to make a character unhinged, you need to kind of either go all out and just make him absolutely psychotic, and not have him like, you know, at the very end be like, I was used and people don't like me and I'm just misunderstood, like, or dial down on the flipping intensity. Like, there's no, I mean, aside from him like taking medication and stuff, which by the way, flipping drug shaming, don't nod, shame on you. Like, it's really strange how he literally just was being horrifically mean to like every single person, and you know, I just don't really get it. We'll see more of this in the game. Like, it's kind of hard for me to explain it, trying to remember things from happening, you know, years ago when I played this. Yeah, that was that use me line, which I'm not on board with.
Stuff he did himself, like bringing guns to school twice, shoving his wealth into other people's faces, or just being overly bullying for no reason, like other characters.
Yeah, they're trying to almost make everyone redeemable by the end of the game. They're trying to be like, there was no full-on dicks aside from Jefferson at like the very end, and even then Jefferson was good at the beginning, and then he all of a sudden became flipping evil in episode 5 and was like, you know, turned into flipping Hannibal Lecter, who's like, I love when innocence turns to corruption. It's like, alright mate, flipping, you weren't like this at all when you were a teacher, and like, you know, I get that they wanted to portray him being like, oh, this is a really evil version of him, you're gonna dislike him, but it's way too flipping extreme, you know?
Bond villain monologues his way through taking pictures of
Yeah, that's silly as well. That's another cliche. The villain being like, I am doing this because I like to see this certain thing in young adults, and I don't care that you're unconscious, I'm going to keep saying it so that the audience can hear it. You're like, okay.
But do you understand that you can't exactly show these pictures to anyone? This is literally
That's not the dumb thing. Like, what's it? They just add it to a collection. Like, if they wanted to really flippin' commit, flippin' TOS be damned when I say this, they need to literally have him go full, take him to 100, and be like, he uses it for like his personal use, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Like, if he's taking all these pictures of like vulnerable, I mean, girls pretty much. I don't think he's taking a photo of any guys, but if he's taking all these really disturbing photos of girls who are being drugged, they need to literally like be for him to use for his personal use. He can't just be like, oh, artistically it's amazing and I think it looks great. It's like, well, is that it? Like, this is a hell of a flipping big scheme to do just for your own personal gain. It's bizarre.
So let's get into it, shall we? The ending of this game.
And I still stand by this.
Sucked.
I wonder if he'd be on Keenstar's podcast. He should have a flipping Netflix documentary about him. Flipping terrifying. He is the kind of guy that you would see on like a true crime podcast or whatever, if that was the case, but he's too much of a, he literally just changes perspective like immediately.
And that's both true and false. True in the fact that I was legit.
Yeah, the ending really did kind of annoy me. Like, I remember when I first played the game, I was kind of like, oh, the endings are actually like interesting, and I didn't really know what to think of it. And then as I kind of sat on it, I was like, this is actually flipping terrible, because like neither of them flipping work. I'm almost tempted to flipping be quiet for this entire thing, because literally like I disagree with everything I say here. Essentially, it's mad.
Up to that point, but I was intrigued to see how Dontnod wrap this whole thing up. Jefferson's in on it. What's his motive? Is he working with the Prescotts? How do we stop him? How will the storm end? But more importantly, how will my choices up to this point in the game affect the outcome? And the answer to a lot of these questions was pretty disappointing.
Or non-existent in the choice-based one. I don't know why would you make a choice-based game and then have the final episode basically be the same for everyone regardless of what they did? You know, not even just the ending itself, but literally like everything else. You know, like you being friends with people and you kind of doing all this stuff optionally and voluntarily. And then literally this entire 5th episode is just like, are you going to save the town or are you going to save your best friend? And that's literally the only thing. And you're like, I did more choices than just that, you know? Like, can you please acknowledge them? Yeah, I mean, I'm reading more mind here. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to doing episode 5. That's not going to be very fun. I'm just going to talk about things that they probably should have done instead. Not that I'm flipping like the best writer of all time, but I just feel as if like there were other things they definitely could have done instead.
Who was at the helm of the most important decision in episode 2 is only seen in a
You literally see Kate for that one scene in the hospital. That's like the only thing that's different in when you've made different choices in like the entire game. Like that's the only like completely brand new scene that you get. Is when you get flipping to visit Kate in the hospital. But like if Kate dies in episode 2, all you miss is that scene and that's it. And then the dialogue changes in certain moments, being like, oh, that's really flipping sad that Kate dies, oh dear. And then that's it. You're like, wow.
The worst part is that ultimately every decision you made in the entire game comes down to 2 choices. Do you sacrifice Chloe or Arcadia Bay? That's it. Let's deal with each end
I think in hindsight, like there really isn't too much you can do different, considering where the story was going. You know, I do mention like what my changes are. This is very loud, by the way. This flipping now. Here we go. Wrong. Yeah, that's flipping deafening. I remember. It was like a flipping jump scare.
Getting engrossed in a game just to tell them that their decisions throughout ultimately didn't matter. Kate is still suicidal. Victoria still hates you. You accomplish nothing in the universe.
This is very much one of those like, you know, oh, but it's all about the story, man. It's like, yeah, but if you end your story and you're literally back at square one, the authors are gonna, or the players are gonna be like, well, why did I even go through all that? That's a waste of time, you know. It's stupid.
Chloe defying death and her accepting her.
It's almost, I think they almost got a bit too. Like they almost got a bit too overwhelmed with all of the different story plots that they were going for. They almost like got too excited with like, oh, we gotta have a storm, and we've gotta have, you know, this flipping murderous teacher, and we've gotta have this flipping rich family that are tearing down the town. Like, and obviously the superpower is gonna be the biggest thing in 20 in it. And like once they got to the 5th episode, they were like, holy crap, the only thing we've really dealt with here is flipping the Rachel Amber thing has been solved, and that's literally it. And you're like, oh, okay, so what about the other like 4 points that you had building up? This is what I was saying earlier, you got to make sure you plot these things out at start to finish, you know?
What? So the gods or whatever gave Max these powers.
Yeah, that's another weird thing, is that literally she had all these rewinding powers and then literally like never was used again. Or like, you know, after she flipping goes to her funeral, she just doesn't use it again. But not that we know of anyway.
Logic from a story perspective, none of your choices mattered. The storm magically disappears. The end.
Yeah.
At least the ending song was really good.
Sad.
I actually had my own theory
Hey.
on why it wasn't Chloe's death.
Well, hang on. You know what I'm going to actually pause this and break it down for the first time ever, because I haven't actually done that yet. Death can be cheated through. Now, in this, I remember I wrote this back in like flipping 2015, so I haven't looked at this in quite a while. In this defense, I do have a theory in relation to the whole death equals storm issue that people have had. Maybe don't know what I'm trying to say, that death awaits us all regardless of anything we do in life. No one can cheat it. Time of death is always sealed, whether it's for Rachel, William, the animals, or Chloe. So when we do cheat death of any of these characters, that has horrible consequences, but only when you cheat death. Therefore, smaller issues, like this is me trying to cope to flip and understand, to justify the plot hole from the beginning of episode 4. Me being like, alright, maybe pictures don't count. Anyway. These horrible consequences spawn more death than what's originally intended. Now, I quite like, this is something that I kind of built upon from other people's kind of theories when they were saying like, maybe it's a chain reaction thing, like if you survive, you basically doomed someone else or something else, which I think is quite interesting. William cheats that Chloe dies, Chloe cheats that Arcadia Bay dies, etc. As we're aware, the storm came as a byproduct of cheating death, hence the weird weather animal's death, even in the alternative timeline. Therefore, any life we save after Chloe's, the Bluebird, Kate, etc. is already tainted because the storm's already going to happen because we already cheated death first of Chloe. However, this big up issues on its own, I'm not sure whether these theories are intentionally left open-ended or whether the game developers got lazy and pulled a Stephen Moffat Sherlock death explanation. Yeah, I didn't like that either. When Sherlock Holmes obviously faked his death at the end of season 2, and then season 3 they just didn't explain how he did it. They had a load of like theories, and then we're just like, I think at the end he was just like, it doesn't matter. And you're like, alright, cheers, Stephen Moffat. Anyway, and just said, let the audience decide what's already happened. As a matter of fact, my explanation is already flawed because we saw the storm first. That's the big thing that kind of throws all this off, is literally if they just did the storm after the Chloe death thing, then this theory will have ground. It'll be like, because you cheated death of this one person, the entire town is doomed. That's actually a pretty good theory. I just realised that. Right, okay. Yeah, so if you don't have the storm at the beginning of the game, let's say you open it in a mundane classroom, Max is sitting there all flipping bored, goes to the bathroom, that bathroom scene happens as expected, the Nathan and Chloe thing happens, Chloe gets shot, somehow, some way, Max reaches out, rewinds back in time and she's back in the classroom. Oh my goodness, that's mad. And then like, you can have visions, like maybe never she like flipping falls asleep or something in class, she has like a very Blinky or Miss It kind of vision of like a storm, and then over the course of that first episode you can kind of weave in like visions of her seeing the storm, and then obviously like at the end of the episode I'm pretty sure it shows her at the lighthouse, and then she sees a storm, and then she flashes back and sees Chloe, and then she tries to tell Chloe about the storm, about her time travel and all that fun stuff. And like that's almost like the first real moment you get to see the storm and how big it is and how terrifying it is. Oh my gosh. And then that was almost like a foreboding thing of like, oh no, like a storm's approaching. Like, not only can you rewind time, but you can also look forward in time into what you can see is going to happen to the storm, to the town. That would make sense, because then that means, okay, from a logic standpoint, that means that because you did that thing and you know, and Nate and the supernatural thing basically caused, you know, Chloe to not die, because you then went and prevented her death afterwards, that essentially means that you have now changed the timeline of the course of history, and you know, the entire town is now doomed because of your actions. And so the only way to remedy that is to use your time travel powers you've been doing this whole time to go all the way back to the beginning and basically, you know, get rid of, not intervene, have Chloe die, and then the original timeline will continue from there. That makes sense, and I actually don't mind that. But again, because the storm happens first, it doesn't really work. I know I think towards this part I try and justify it and be like, oh, maybe it's a vision or something. No. For all intents and purposes, when Max reaches her hand out, that is when she first gets the power. Because, you know, time goes really slow and like Chloe falls down. That's the moment when she has to kind of go back, and that'll work. Yeah, so even the storm sequence at the very start of the game was maybe a flash forward, it would make sense. It's literally the first thing our character sees as well, which makes no sense because no one has cheated death yet. However, maybe that's what Max first gets her time travel powers in the storm. Yeah, again, this is me just trying to flip and see if it works. However, this makes obviously no logical sense, because then using the powers wisely means not using them at all, or at least use them for other stuff not involving cheating death, which in itself seems weird, because even a small thing like a Max is something to keep, but rewinds time. This is me being a bit pedantic about it. You know, like I was saying at the beginning of this that, you know, death is like the only thing that would kind of completely change a timeline according to this logic. But yeah, either way, right. Especially not to see if Chloe, unless Max does time travel powers after Chloe's death, but we're never told she does or not, so if anyone's guess, you're going to assume that she doesn't have time travel powers. That's what my kind of conclusion from it. Time travel stuff's still up in the air. No explanation about how it came about or what its limitations are, but I guess it does well to the powers interpretation. Not like we have much to work with. It works by its own logic, not by logic case theory, but for real life scientific theories. See timeline problems above, which is why I was mentioning in the previous, I guess, in the video earlier. At least this might be a different explanation instead of the timeline theory I had earlier, which is grounded in real life scientific theory on time manipulation. Also, this theory means that even if you sacrifice the bay, Chloe is still screwed. Yeah, that's another point. If this theory was correct, then even if you let the entire bay die, then another storm will just follow you, because the timeline's just flipping causing more death than what's necessary. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of break that down, that theory, because I'll probably be mentioning stuff like that during the playthrough as well, like alternative things they could have done to make it work a bit better.
Every character you grew to love. While its premise makes more sense from a gameplay standing, in that your choices still matter to the characters still alive, that is also its flaws.
No one is still alive.
I mean, Max.
It is a bit silly. I can't believe they just literally let the Storm fucking kill everyone, because I did say this in the video, but you can tell this was like the kind of B ending. Like it was the ending they didn't really care about, and they were like, if people want to like flippin', you know, keep Chloe around, because the moral of the story is obviously like, you know, don't judge books by their cover, because you know in an alternative timeline you could have been friends with them, or you might not. You might get to see the real story. You know, the story behind the people, and they basically want to replicate that by being like, oh, by Chloe dying, Max will continue to kind of live on with the memories of Chloe, which I wish they had been harkened in on, because my suggestions for fixing the endings basically deliberately acknowledges that point, which I think the game developers are implying, but they don't do a good job of it. It's annoying, and that really annoys me, because literally Chloe's just like, my parents are dead, that's fine, you know.
Don't look for survivors, don't even try to scavenge for anything, not even the tornado-proof bunker. You're just gonna leave. Chloe takes the fact that her entire family got killed very well, and it just is very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, and like earlier in the flipping scene, she's like, my mum doesn't deserve to die in a storm, blah, blah, blah. And then Max is like, I don't care. Here, I'm gonna rip up my flipping picture. It's very bizarre. I don't really know why anyone would make this choice in like real life. I know I made it in my playthrough, but that was more from a gameplay standpoint of like, I don't want all of my choices to be undone. Because I thought there'd be more to the ending than just this. You know? It's really bizarre. Okay, here we go, right. So, I'm not even going to talk through this, I do agree with all this still.
Remove the tornado coming first. That would at least make the Chloe dying theory, or even my cheating death theory, have ground to stand on. Let Chloe die in the bathroom like they want, but instead of cutting to photos of Max just doing lonely stuff like her life is hella depressing after Chloe's death, replace it with pictures of Max interacting with the people the player had chosen to interact with in their respective playthrough of the game. Since in this ending, Max loses her powers after Chloe's death, she can't possibly mess around with the timelines anymore. She can just use her memories of her adventures with Chloe to influence how she treats everyone around her. So, if the player took the time to befriend Victoria and see the good side of her, there's a picture of Max and Victoria hanging out and doing non-bully things. If the player became romantically interested in Warren, then a picture of the two of them on a date. If the player sympathized with David, then a picture of Joyce and David, still a happy couple after Chloe's death, maybe taking Max under their wing.
And this is very minimal as well, it's only photos,
see what I mean?
you know?
Make the players feel
Like, you'd almost want even more than that, than just have flipping photos of flipping the choices that you made.
A lot more impactful when you see who you ended up befriending and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I did like that as well, like, whoever turned up at the funeral were the people that Max befriended, because Max would then be able to tell them about how good a person Chloe was. And then they'd always be there for Max as well as for Chloe, you know? Like they had that weird segment. Like why would Victoria be going to flipping Chloe's funeral? You even see and before the storm, flipping Chloe and flipping Victoria hate each other. So why the hell would Victoria be going to her funeral? You know, I'm not implying that she would flipping spit in her grave, but that's another illogical thing. Whereas if you befriended Victoria in the game, and then because you obviously changed the timeline, you know, because as I say in this ending, because you don't have time to drop hours, you can't change it anymore. You can't like undo things, but you know, essentially, you can like, you know, go forward and see in the funeral, okay, you're friends with Veronica, and Veronica now sees the good side in Chloe, and she turns up at the funeral. They could have just made that ending sequence so much better in terms of like all the different stuff they could have done to make your choices matter. Because literally everyone just gets the same endings regardless of what choices you did up to that point. It's flipping stupid.
And there's at least some heart to it, unlike what we were given.
Do I start The Last of Us 2 tonight or start Gout Game? What the hell's Gout Games?
Strange 2 or Season 2 or whatever they call
What is that? What is that? I know that's probably a joke. I have no idea what the hell Gout Games is. Or Squid Games. Gout Games. Do The Last of Us Part 2 because I want to see your reactions to it. Anybody, by the way, that hasn't checked out The Last of Us TV series breakdown with myself and Chris, it's on his channel. Go check it out. You're gonna have to turn up the volume every time I speak though, because my voice is very fucking quiet in it. You know, in my streams you get flipping voice correction like this. You know, flipping video audio is fine, my audio is fine, everything works. But yeah, I would definitely say Last of Us Part 2, Chris. Also, Squid Games, hey, flipping 2020 called. They want their flipping TV series back.
Here's my criteria.
Oh, here we go. This is quite funny.
Strange. Set it in a different location with a whole new cast of characters and a brand new superpower, but keep the internet hip culture consistent. Actually, tone it down just a tad bit. Address my simple and universal criticisms like uninteresting side characters and reduce the potential plot holes caused by the power, and boom, that, my friends.
Yeah, they didn't do that. They did. Well, actually, the funny thing is they did literally do my main criteria, which is new protagonist, new location, and dumbing down on the internet stuff. And they literally did all three of that stuff in Life is Strange 2, but it just didn't flipping work. It just became flipping. It just didn't feel like Life is Strange. It felt just way too grand. I think it was way too like unbelievable. Like the flipping ending. The entire Life is Strange 2 is the entire process concept of it. It's like the anti-Trump Mexican wall simulator. It's literally like, oh, Trump's wall is going to be terrible. Let's flipping emulate this by having 2 Hispanic characters. And they're trying to get down to Mexico because they don't want to live in America anymore and they want to go down to see their Mexican family, whatever. And they literally did this whole convoluted thing to like get the point across, and like it's like flipping Forrest Gump or something. It's ridiculous. It's like the flipping Last of Us, but even worse. You know, in terms of like they're in a different state like every flipping episode, and they meet a whole bunch of crazy characters. It's really bizarre.
Too many flaws in the story kept on taking me.
Yeah, this is something I do agree with. Like I did feel a connection to this game, as I said at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, but I feel I wish I liked the game. I wish I liked what the game actually was, as opposed to what I wish it was. If that makes sense. Well, we're still waiting for that. Still waiting for the game to be great, but alas. Alright, I'm gonna flip mute it now because it's gonna flippin' play Don't Nod and Don't Nod. Or not Don't Nod, it's gonna play flippin'. What do you call flippin'? Sid Matters. There we go. He flippin' loved copyright striking that first video. So anyway. Also, for the first time, I'm gonna actually use a headset for this because I did a audio test on this game. Because as you can see, last played today. And the echo that comes through, because Max has quite an echoey voice in general, and as a result, it means that the audio for it was flipping ridiculously echoey, because as people have pointed out, some of my audio comes through on my microphone, and I need to basically make sure that's not the case with this, because you know it just sounded awful whenever I did my tests. So let's just jump straight into the flipping game, and then I can keep talking about my thoughts and all that during it. So let me turn this all the way down because it's going to be flipping deafening. Right. Anyway, so the audio should be good. Oh no, it's not. Hang on, I need to change my flipping. Hang on, whoops. I need to change the audio back down. Hang on. Sorry, folks. Come on. That'll do. Screw it. Right. I do still get kind of nostalgic whenever I kind of see this. Okay, first of all, I haven't actually done any of the audio stuff. Right, new game. Right, help and options, settings, video settings, gamut, screen size. Whoa, what the hell? Why does it not max? Max it out! Pardon the pun. Oh, really? What the hell is this? Oh my gosh. Could you get a worse flippin' setting for that? Advanced. Can I go ultra? No. Remember the other, in flippin' Before the Storm, they literally had hella high, which was embarrassing, by the way. Yeah, I think that's all good. Right, cool. Language and subtitles. Subtitles language default. What language is that? What language is default? Right, hang on. I just realized my flippin' stream chat's hiding. Did I play this? Yes, you did. I'm pretty sure. I think around the time when I first kind of got into the game. I'm just gonna flippin' get into it. Screw it. Here we go. Because it's a flippin' walking simulator. Some people just flippin' talk during it anyway. You know. I remember in 2015 when I made my video, I was kind of encouraging you to play it because I wanted your opinion on it as a fellow creative like me. I wanted to kind of get other people's perspectives on it. This will be very loud, by the way, but it's only because it's a storm, so I apologize in advance. I can't do anything about it. You're also going to get flipping much better graphics now, flipping yes. Although, I'm not playing the remaster. I was actually thinking of getting the remaster, but number one, it still costs a lot of money. It's a bit weird. And number two, it flipping, like, it's awful apparently. Like, it's flipping really, really, like, it's got a lot of like game bugs and stuff and graphical errors. So
Where am I?
yeah, I don't really get that.
What's happening?
Yeah, I'm just making sure as well the subtitles aren't being covered up by the followers goal, because I might have to move that if the subtitles are being blocked.
Trapped in a storm?
Doesn't look like it.
How did I get
Happy
here?
days.
And where is here?
Now, obviously, the reason why they opened with the storm was because they wanted this really exciting opening set piece, you know? It's like opening your story with like a massive fight scene, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, it doesn't really make much sense in the story why that's the case. Right, here we go. So, the game does still look very good, I will say. You know, this is what, 2015? It's got a very distinct style, you know? And I feel like that's relatively timeless. Alright, don't the flipping folders fall here for the logs? No? Maybe it's later on. I think later on the logs fall whenever you have your powers. There's the storm. So the storm does look a little bit better in this version, but still it's nothing crazy. Whoa! Like retail from that. It's still pretty fucking crap. I didn't. The remaster didn't even really do anything different when it came to like actually, because my biggest problems with the flipping game were like, oh, the flipping audio. What was I gonna say? Was, oh, you know, the lip syncing was really bad, and like some of this stuff could have been a little bit more detailed. I know it's supposed to be like a paintbrushy style, but it could have been even better than that. But they didn't really change any of that. It was just like lighting stuff and like making the game darker, which is just really bizarre. Oh, and she's dead. Goodbye. I love how she didn't even try to like dive out or anything. She just literally stood there and took her flipping fate.
Little pieces.
She's your Arctic blast. In a storm, flip me, you turn into a snowstorm, Salmon's making dinner, I think. So I think he'll be back at some point.
I am okay.
So I'm afraid it might just be you, Chris, to keep me company for now. But even if you're not here, I will continue to just talk flipping nonsense.
Now, can you give me an example of a photographer who perfectly captured the human condition in
I
black and
didn't
white?
fall asleep, and that sure didn't feel like a dream.
There he is, flipping
Weird.
Jefferson.
Diane Arbus.
Diane
There you
Arbus.
go, Victoria.
We're gonna get flipping, now you can,
Because of her images
sad
of
face very
hopeless
soon, by the
faces.
way.
You feel like
be
totally
exciting.
haunted by the eyes of those
Well, there
sad
we go.
mothers and children.
Yeah, this is
Look
just
at
your,
this
this is your kind of,
How
you know.
can I show this to Mr. Jefferson?
I do love how, I said this in the original game, like, this is like the photo, like, wins her the competition in the alternative timeline, and like, she gets an art gallery from it. I mean, I guess, it's not that bad. I remember I ripped it apart in my first playthrough, so it's okay. But
She
art
saw
gallery stuff,
humanity is
really?
tortured, right?
Right.
And frankly, it's
I
bullshit.
can't believe I still have this pencil case. I should upgrade to the 21st century.
Seriously, though,
I do
could
love
frame
my
you
analog
in
camera.
and
I
capture you in a
I haven't
moment.
kept up with
Do you
my
see the
channel
foreshadowing?
purchases
I could
yet.
take y'all, I could,
You
you know,
could
put
do
y'all
that
in the
to
dark corner and capture your essence, whatever the hell he said.
Isn't that too easy?
If anybody
the
else
journal?
looked
Yeah,
at
it is.
this, what would they think?
Right, let's go way to the flipping start. Right, so, as I said at the Bible Academy, Vorskid dances to be a rave. See, this kind of stuff I don't mind, because this is obviously like, so my background in like creative writing and stuff is mostly like screenplays and stuff, but I am kind of dipping my toe into like book writing, like author writing. Like, I've edited books for quite a while, both fiction and non-fiction, and you know, this is one of those things that I do kind of like to read. I like reading just different people's work and seeing their kind of their voice come through. And like this kind of stuff I always kind of like. Now, obviously when I did my first playthrough, I couldn't really read over this stuff. In my second playthrough, I didn't really read over it either, but this time around I am going to kind of read through and see kind of what kind of stuff I quite like that's through it. So like, I feel like I do kind of like the... Like this stuff I feel like is a lot better than some of the dialogue that's in the game, but I guess we'll find out. If words could dance, this would be a rave, even though I've never been to one, but who cares because I've got into Blackwell Academy. I don't think I would be so excited since it's not like I didn't used to live in the same town, but when I saw the text from the Blackwell Scholarship Office, I could literally feel my pulse speed up. I thought it was going to say, sorry, thanks for playing. It took me a few seconds before I read the whole thing. I guess I wanted to enjoy that last moment of blissful ignorance, and when I saw the first word, congratulations, I think I screamed. Pretty good, I like that. My mum cried and my dad laughed. They're so weird, but they're happy, and this means extra financial support because they don't have to pay anything to Blackwell. This means new clothes, and if I can work it, a new laptop. So she got a scholarship, they said, but she was still going into Blackwell, right? It was because they literally said like extra financial support. So like your parents were going to pay for it anyway. Come on, Max, you're flipping money hungry. I would have to keep telling myself in caps, I'm going to Blackwell Academy. Saying in caps when you haven't actually typed something is a bit weird. I guess would you say all caps to describe? Chris, I'll get your thoughts on this. Would you say all caps to describe if you're writing something in capital letters. I mean, that's a very nitpicky thing, but I'm not really too sure. In all caps. I'll let you sit on that. So what was the date on that? July 10th. She didn't flipping do an article for another like flipping month and a half. You serious? All caps. Yeah. So if I was to say, all right. So let's say flipping Pete wrote, like Pete wrote down on his notebook in all caps, "Help me." Would all caps work in that context? I don't think it would, but you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is. I would just say in. I just think all caps is like a PC term. I don't know. I just feel as if like when you describe all caps, it's you know. I associate it more with like typing on a keyboard than I would with like handwriting. Like I would associate it with like capital letters, like the more formal, like in capital letters, you know, in all caps. I don't know. Maybe it does. How formal a sentence intends to be. So I guess if you're a 19-year-old, is she 19? I think she is. Is there anything for me to tell? Oh, flip, I haven't even done this. Say cheese. Oof, that's the first thing I saw. These all? No. Love your first journal entries already here as well. Okay, there's no way for me to. I think she's 19 in this game, so I might be wrong. You can see their like yearbooks later on. So this is it. I'm leaving Seattle to go back to Arcadia Bay. Usually people go to the high school closest to home. I suppose I am too. It's just I haven't lived there for 5 years. Out of all the best photography programs in the world, I chose to go to the smallest back in the town I was excited about leaving. Maybe I wanted to come back all along just to see if Chloe and I are still even friends. But I do wish Chloe could have moved with us to Seattle. That city was made for her when we would play pirates in our rooms in the woods. It seemed like Seattle was that fabled, faraway island of treasure and adventure we're always seeking with coffee shops. That's quite funny, but I don't. Why would you describe a city as being like an island? I mean, I know you're kids, but surely a skyline is like the furthest thing apart from being a flippin' island. But still, that's not too bad. But Seattle wasn't like a fable. Au contraire, now Blackwell Academy seems to be more exotic to me than any other place in the world. To study photography under Mark Jefferson, sigh, insert hearts and flower. Plus, there will be cool, diverse students from everywhere. It won't be like my high school now. I think the only real diverse student is like flipping that Spanish kid. Yeah, 19. I mean, I think so. I think she was born in like 90. I think she was born in 94, maybe. And this game takes place in 2015, obviously. So she would have been, yeah, about 9. No, maybe. No, she would have been 21, maybe. I don't flipping know. I know she was born before me because I'm 96. Anyway, plus there will be cool diverse students. Yeah, the only diverse student is that flipping Spanish kid. I'm pretty sure. Marge Jefferson, Zygmunt Jefferson's. Yeah, yes. Holy crap! It's Captain Cinnabon. I'm lucky to have a couple of great friends here. It's time to ship out. So maybe Arcadia Bay will actually turn out to be the island of treasure and adventure I've been looking for. It's quite good. Okay, crazy here. I didn't realize how much crap I had to pack until I had to pack all my crap. I quite like that. Mum and Dad are getting a little too excited. I'm clearing out my room, though I caught Mum crying when she was packing my shirts. That made me want to cry like a little girl and never leave Seattle, so instead of packing, I feel like burning all my clothes and just raiding a thrift store to build up a new Max wardrobe of my junior year. That seems a bit kind of unlike Max, though. Like, knowing her, obviously, from, like, the previous playthroughs, like, she's rather conservative in terms of, like, I kind of keep my space and my stuff to myself, and Chloe even makes a point that, like, Rachel is the one to be like, I'm just going to flip and burn everything and go get some new stuff. Not that I even have an old Max wardrobe. Nobody will know me except for Chloe, and who knows how different we are now. So I can cut my hair, get a tat and some piercings, maybe date a cute foreign exchange artiste from Paris or Rome, or Ireland. I can do anything unless I get busted. And there will be many super cool chances for my photography to get exposed. Thinking about that is when I get scared but excited, and when I don't feel like crying at all, I get tingles down my arm, sensing the universe opening up for me. I can't wait to leave. I just want things to be different at Blackwell. So that's quite a good kind of foreboding line. Like if you are kind of tuning into this for the first time and you're opening this, kind of an interesting little prelude to the rest of the game. Also, this photography thing. There's some people in my family that done actual like degrees in photography and it never worked out. So it's one of those things where like it's almost like getting a bachelor's in like creative writing or something, or like drama. A lot of the time you will not be doing drama or creative writing. You got to really flipping graft to do it. You know, that's one of those things you can't really teach. I know you can teach the kind of methodology of it, but you can't teach talent, you know? That might actually be a flipping line from this game as well. My first entry from my new dorm room the night before my first day at Blackwell. Wee, I haven't had any time to write or even take pictures since I got here. My crab is in boxes all over the room, which is small but mine, and I never want to leave. I can't wait to decorate. I plan a whole wall of photos. Are you allowed to decorate in these flipping? If I tried to decorate my dorm room at uni, I would have got flipping evicted and or fined, like 100%. You can stick things on your walls, but like she's talking about flipping like painting and all that, like decorating. Holy crap! I did meet some of my dorm mates, though I suck at remembering names, so I won't bother right now. But I think I can already see who's going to be cool to me and who's not. It's crap trying to get settled into a new school and social scene after I finally found good friends in Seattle. But I'm here now, and this is the start of my new life. The other thing is she never actually mentions her like Seattle friends at all, and you're literally like, you know, you do kind of like she does have friends from back home. She claims, and like never once when she's talking about the game does she ever mention or bring them up or anything. It's quite weird. Blackwell sucks ass. This is the day after. I told myself not to whine so soon, but damn, the day started like Christmas morning. I barely had any dreams because I was so pumped to start my first official day of my new life. Like a dork, I couldn't figure out what to wear, so I chose what was on the floor. I'm no good with names and faces right away, so I picked up some names like Kate, Brooke, Taylor, Alyssa. And how could I forget Victoria Chase, rich stylist entitled. I could feel instant judgment when she looked at my raggedy ass clothes, and if I'm a Blackwell to strike fashion poses. Maybe I'm being extra crispy sensitive, but I think Victoria wants life here to be like her own reality show. Ugh. So this wasn't fun along with... I was realised it's flipping only halfway through this, jeez. It wasn't fun along my general social unease. I thought it would be easier being back. Call the Wambulance. This is starting to really kind of date it, because like the Wambulance, that's definitely something that has fallen out of favour in recent times. I don't want this day to end all woe is Max. It was incredible to walk across the green campus in the morning mist. I love the stone steps and brick walls of Blackwell. Everything is a picture waiting to be taken. Speaking of, at least one great thing did happen today. Mr. Jefferson's photography class, sigh. There's more to tell, but journal, forgive me, I'm truly wiped out. I have an ass load of homework already. So much bullcrap. At least give us noobs a day to... What? At least gives us noobs a day to acclaim it? Can you interpret that, Chris? I know you can't really see it, but I'll read it out again. At least give us noobs a day to acclaim it. What the hell does that mean? But to prove I'm not a loser, I made great... Oh, we got more reading here. Here's a crazy fact. Remember that random Ratchet and Clank song I asked you to use my The King Hit Podcast interview? I'm revisiting that game center for the Robot Power Techno Levels and new book card. It's just funny to come full circle. Yeah, that was an interesting song. I remember whenever you first suggested it, I was like, I was not expecting this. Normally people would recommend like actual like flipping, you know, like flipping NWA or like Eminem or something or like AC/DC, but you're like, no, Ratchet and Clank it. Clank it? Ratchet and Clank it? Ratchet and Clank. At least gives us noobs a day to acclaim it. Yeah, alright. At least gives us... You know, I'm going to flipping type it in the chat, alright? This is so flipping bizarre. Hold on. At least give us noobs a day to acclaim... How do you spell acclaim it? Acclaim it? There. What the hell does that mean? You tell me. Right, while you flipping sink all your teeth into that. But to prove I'm not a total loser, I made a new friend in my science class. His name is Warren Graham. And by the way, if you think I'm doing anything different with Warren than I did in my previous playthrough, you're sorely mistaken. I'm still gonna flipping friend zone him. And he's a serious geek, plus he's dark and witty. He comes across as kind of a know-it-all, but it turns out he does kind of know a lot. We talked about photographers, and he actually named a few I'd never heard of. We traded numbers, and they'll be a good study partner or a good friend. I'll need at least one based on the clique action here. I thought being 18 meant I didn't have to deal with this teenage drama anymore. I thought, oh well, maybe she's 18 then. Sorry. Acclaim it. Yeah, acclaim it. Like give us an NWCJ and we'll acclaim it to each other. At least gives. Yeah, but wouldn't it be? Yeah, but like, isn't that phrase different? Like at least give us noobs a day to acclaim it. Like it's almost like it's like, is that a typo? Like I know acclaim it is like, or you know. Because you climatize, to climatize is to, no, it's not acclaim it, it's acclaim it? No, it's acclaim. It's acclimatize. Because to acclimatize to something is to acclimatize, like if you go to Australia, it'll take you a month to, the hell? It'll take you like 2 months to climatize to the weather. Okay, I need to get used to the new climate, as in the surroundings around me. It's not just as in the literal climate, but I'm telling. I'm not getting beaten on this, Chris. I'm telling you. I claim. Is that what you're saying? Claim like CLEM or I climb it. That's what I'm saying. I climb it. I don't flipping know. Anyway, I'm sounding like flipping DSP. Ack. Ack. He comes across as kind of a no. Oh, sorry, I've already read that. I thought being 18 meant I don't have to deal with this teenage drama anymore. I thought, by the way, if you're 18, you're still a teenager, all right? I know when I was 18, I was still dealing with flipping teenage drama, you know? This stuff does not go away when you turn 18. It goes away when you're like 22, you know? Like, I am an older man now. I do not have teenage drama, you know? That didn't go away for a long time though, and that's kind of the same for everyone. At least I get to research famous photographers for some of my homework. Mr. Jefferson assigned us a ton of reading, but this is exactly what I want to study. Jefferson is super cool and super chill. He doesn't try to be too hip, just says what he thinks and expects us to as well. I think he's a genius. OMG, I want to marry him. Just joking. This one class is worth all the social dysfunction. Homework is kicking my ass, and I bet the teacher grades harder just to stop you from feeling special. But Victoria, that's kind of true as well, because university grading was a flippin' pain in the ass. I remember I thought I did quite well for my first ever university test, and I got like a flippin' low B, which I did quite good in school prior to that, so getting that was kind of like, oh no, was it a high C? It might have been a high C. I was very sad though, but I thought I did really well, and I obviously did not. Victoria's using their snob minions still front like they're honoured guests at Blackwell. The bros here aren't that different. Nathan Prescott is Victoria's male clone with way more money and attitude if that's possible. His family is the oldest in Arcadia Bay, and I heard stories about them when I was a kid. The Prescotts give a crapload of bank to Blackwell, so Nathan acts like he literally owns the school. Yesterday during class he put his feet on the desk, started texting, and the teacher didn't say jack. I'd get suspended, but him and Victoria are part of the silly elite Vortex Club that puts on popular parties, and so they get their way. It's good to be the king and queen. I don't want to slam everybody. I do like Kate Marsh. She's down the hall in one of my classes. She's so pretty and sweet and friendly. It makes her more beautiful than that's a swear, but I wouldn't say that even out of principle, even if I did swear. That's flipping terrible. Like Victoria, you think beauty is just your face and outfit. See, I'm already playing the drama games no more. Finally had a chance to take some actual shots around campus today. A perfect blue sky day. I always forget how great I feel after I take pictures when I've been slacking off. Speaking of pictures, Ms. Jefferson told us about the National Everyday Heroes photo contest. Yeah, okay, that was my issue with the photo. Because the photo doesn't say flippin' Everyday Heroes. Why would a photo of a girl standing in front of a load of Polaroids be an everyday hero? No, it just wouldn't. Come on. And yes, I was saying the word right. You know, flippin'. Don't think because you're an American you're the flippin' be all end all of words. You can't even say words like aluminium correct. You know, you say aluminum, man. You know, or flippin'. What's another one that you guys say wrong? Can't remember. The winner gets a trip to San Francisco and lots of publicity. He wants just one photograph from each student. This is exactly what I wanted to come to Blackwell, and of course I'm scared crapless to enter. At least I have a couple of weeks before the deadline in October, so I have plenty of time to stress and procrastinate. Sigh. I don't know whether I love or hate it here. I'm trying to keep up with my science class of all things, like I give a crap or even understand it. Good thing I know Warren, too bad I can't clone him to take my pacing class. It's not bad. Miss Grant is much cooler than the class. She explains particle physics so even boneheads like me can kind of understand. I love how she relates society to science and vice versa. Ooh. That actually aged like flippin' fine wine, to be fair, considering some of the flippin' politics that are going into a lot of things in the world, you know? Anyway, climate. Did I sound like DSP yet? Come on. I can tell she's committed and passionate about life, unlike some of us in her class, but I'm trying to engage more, even if it means asking actual questions in class instead of hiding in the back. I'm just glad I'm not the only social misfit here. Now, how much homework are you avoiding? October, my favourite month, the best weather of the year, definitely not. I hard disagree. Maybe in America it is. Chris, how's flipping the weather over in your neck of the woods in October? I can tell you for a fact the best weather over here, I mean, it's a cliche, but it's got to be like July, I think. You know, nice and warm, it's not flipping depressing. Yeah, chilly, but I mean, but people like chilly though. But over here, it's damp, it's miserable. It's scenic-ish, but it's not like America scenic, you know? Like, I imagine if you're in Oregon, you know, autumn is going to be a great looking place. But no, October is not a great time for flipping, you know, the climb and that are different sounds. Climb like chlamydia. A climate? Because you say chlamydia, like chlamydia. And that TOS is going to be on my arse now. I say chlamydia like 10 times. Alright, anyway, right, we move. I promise by the end of the stream I will be saying it. No, and then 8. And I see, no, here, alright. No, this is me being Irish. I can't say this word anyway, alright? 8. That's how I would say it. 8. Because I would say like 8. Which sounds like the number 8. I know that. I think we're doomed to fail here, Chris. There's no chance I'll be able to say this word. Yeah, like ate. Yeah, but that's the way. That's Irish. So with the Irish way, I say it is ate. I ate some food. You eating? Yeah. Clean. So you're trying. Oh, this sounds like a piss take. So you're trying to get me to say like climate? Climate? Acclimate? Acclimate. Is that it? That sounds more correct. Acclimate. There we go. Flippin'. That's it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Right, we're done for the day. We got there in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you guys next time. That is funny. Alright, I can't believe it. I'm never gonna be able to say that word again. I got it that one time, alright? Clip that up. That's been great. That's great. That's acclimate. Now do bully geography. Right, anyway, my favourite month, the best weather of the year. I love watching the leaves change colour, turning into tiny flames. Is that the most hipster thing or like indie thing you've ever heard? I love watching the leaves change colour, turning into tiny flames. There's a girl I follow on Instagram that's like a wannabe writer, and she literally like has said that word for word. Oh, it's just embarrassing. But I mean, I say it's embarrassing. You know, you do you, but you hear it all the time. It's too damn hot. Thanks global warming, I can't bust out the big coats and sweaters, scary movies yet. Soon, Kate, let me borrow The October Country by Ray Bradbury. I don't know what that is. Must be a book. I haven't read much by him yet, which caused Warren to almost revoke my Greek cred before I held up my copy of Battle Royale. Battle Royale, by the way, is not flipping nerd cred. Even in 2015, Battle Royale was not nerd cred. Battle Royale was relatively mainstream because the Hunger Games had came out, and people learned about the Hunger Games through Battle Royale and vice versa. That's not great. But he nails the autumn atmosphere of small towns. The last time I wore a Halloween costume was with Chloe. I have pictures in one of my old albums. I should find a real Halloween party to crash so I can experience some social mingling. It's that or a Vortex Club Stroke Fest swimming party, or is that Backstroke Fest? You're so punny, Max. Backstroke. Oh, because they're patting themselves on the back. I actually didn't even get that the first time I played this game. You so punny. That's oh dear. At least you see they actually had a good joke there, and then they just overkilled it there. At least I'm trying to climb out of my cocoon. I shouldn't expect my life to completely change after a few weeks of Blackwell Academy, as my parents love telling me on a loop, you have all the time in the world. Now the scary thing is, I thought that when I was her age, and Jose Mourinho, who's a football manager, he had a great phrase. He was talking to a young footballer, and he said, you're young, you're like 26, you're 25, 26. When I was your age, I thought I could do anything. I thought I had all the time in the world, and I thought I was indestructible. I blinked, and now I'm 54. Time is relentless, and it will come at you no matter whether you're prepared or not. So don't take... Does this literally pause if I literally like keep my monitor like that? Does it literally always do that automatically? I thought that was a great phrase. I thought that's an amazing kind of quote. I blinked, and I'm now like 30 years older, That's how quickly time can, brush you by. Right, well that was exciting. Okay, let's actually play some more games.
What if Arbus chose to capture people with
What else
My
we
little
got?
camera bag is battered but still kicking.
That's very similar to the bag I have actually. Where is it?
So,
It's right over here. Actually, no, I'm going to get it. Hold on. I'll show you how similar.
I
Oh, my
have to
flipping...
admit,
My mouse
I'm
is
not a
moving
big
back.
fan of
Hold
her
on.
work. I prefer Robert Frank.
There you go, look.
me too.
I got a bag
I
very
should
similar
take
to
a
that.
picture to prove
See?
I'm still here. Plus, it's
It's like a,
perfect for
what do you call it,
my
satchel?
portfolio.
Satchel bag?
And
Something
I
it's
have to
called?
get my daily selfie.
She called it a camera bag, but I don't know
Be
what
in the
that's all about.
struggle. You don't have beauty without a beat.
Now, I really can't be, like, if I didn't just read all that, I would have been interested in literally, like, sitting here and seeing how long it takes Jefferson to actually talk to me.
We've all seen that iconic shot of Kerouac on the balcony. And if you haven't, shame. Capturing the romantic urban solitude of the 20th century poet. You dig?
You dig.
Now, contrast
Ouch.
Frank's stark Americana with Salvador Dali's surrealist photographs. Like Cocteau, he was a true Renaissance man.
I always wondered, Chris, you might be able to clue me in on this, alright? When you're writing stuff like this, which you have a character that's supposed to be an expert in a field, Like, obviously, the writers of this game are not photographers, nor are they flipping, let alone photography flipping teachers. So it must be difficult for them to basically write a character who's supposed to be really knowledgeable about something. So I wonder, like, how easy is it to write a character that's supposed to be an expert in something? Like, you've had books where people have been experts in certain different things. Now, it's easier when you write a character who is an expert at something you've invented, because then you can literally just make it all up.
that led to the.
But obviously, photography is one of those things where if you're an expert at it, it's going to be very difficult for you to, like, you know, to write about it as if you know what you're talking about,
This
you know,
does not
without
bode
people being like, oh, that's hacky, or that doesn't make any sense. How much research goes into that? I wonder. I was wondering how long it would take before he just stops, and now we have this.
Just jump right in with an answer.
See, the lip syncing there was flipping terrible. He like literally did like, for like, just chime in with an answer. She's looking at her nails. I'm interested to see what the kind of the card stuff is. She's literally writing. She doesn't even care.
This
Some
is
guys
really
not
Jeff
even
is
looking.
red.
There's flipping. Is it Daniel? I think the guy's name was, the Hispanic lad. There's Alyssa, and then there's Kate, who's also not looking at anything.
You did read the chapters, right?
The funny thing is, like, in real life, there's no way a sentence would go this long. Like, in a game, you have to kind of expect that some players are going to be dicks and they're going to just deliberately sit here and milk this. So you need to have, like, a solution. You need to have a character eventually,
Your
like...
silence is deafening.
Yeah, the silence is deafening. Because they're probably going to now have him repeat dialogue, which is usually the way they fix these things. In a case like this, it's literally a story-based game. Just have him call Max immediately and be like, you know, hey, flippin', can you get this to work?
If this were a photo, I'd call it a still life.
Ha ha ha. Although I'm pretty sure, like, she does use this selfie at the end, I'm pretty sure. Right, screw it, I'm just going to do it. I've had enough of flipping waiting. Which is so bizarre, like, why would she
I
even
believe
flipping do
Max
this?
has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word.
Also,
for
selfie
wonderful
was relatively new at
photographic
this time, I
tradition.
think. Selfie was a kind of in-term thing.
Of course, as you all know, the photo portrait has been popular since the early 1800s.
Also, the flipping cheek to say to one of your students, in the middle of class, you have a gift.
So,
If I was in a flipping, like, creative writing class and someone said to another person, you have a gift, I'm gonna be like, alright mate, cheers, I'm sitting right here, like,
it's been around.
should I just flip and get up and leave then? Am I
Now,
wasting my time?
Max, since you've captured our interest,
look at that
and
lip
want to
syncing
join
of-
the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
Neither of these are answers. You're asking me?
You're asking me? Let me think.
You either know this or not, Max. Is there anybody here who knows their stuff?
Louis Daguerre was a French painter who created daguerreotypes, a process that gave
Daguerreotypes.
portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Very good,
We
Victoria.
also didn't acknowledge just how
The
flipping
Daguerrean
bad
process
stuck in the
brought
retro
out
zone
fine
is as
detail
well.
in people's faces, making them extremely popular from the 1800s onward.
Yes, I think they kind of
first
need the
American
selfie thing
daguerreotype
so that
self-portrait
you can
was
use it,
done
I think,
by
in
Robert
episode
Ford
5, I'm pretty
Max.
sure. So,
You can find
you know,
out all about him in your textbook, or
I guess it's pretty
even
crap.
online. And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo when
But
you
again,
have
that's
your
literally an
heroes
arbitrary
go
thing they
fly
just
out
made
with
for
winner to San
themselves.
Francisco,
So that they
where
can
you'll be
literally have
vetted by
something
the
that,
art
you
world.
know,
It's great exposure, and
that
it
I'm not
can
even
kickstart
sure
a
if it
career in
works.
photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
Here we are. Whoa, gameplay! Photo
Victoria
equipment.
doesn't waste a
I'm probably not
second
going to go
kissing
through
ass.
everything. I'm going to go through the stuff that's like, interesting. See, I have
That
these
was
pictures.
amazing when Mr. Jefferson took a class picture the first week. Even though I
How is
didn't
that
want to be
amazing?
in the
That's
picture
flipping.
at all,
What a
it was
flipping
really
hyperbolic
fucking
thing
cool
to say
watch him at work for
about, you know,
years.
about flipping a random photo that just happened.
Looks like somebody was already working on this.
New vow. It's really weird how they get some of these names for things. Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Oh. Hi, Max.
It's quite funny. I'm pretty sure the voice actress for Kate is now like a Twitch streamer.
Kate, I
Like I'm
hope
pretty
I'm
sure
not
she.
embarrassing my
I think I follow her on
lateness.
Twitch.
It sucks to be dragged into
And she literally
this
just is
bother.
using her actual voice,
Unless
which is
you're
quite funny.
Victoria.
She's got nothing on you, Max. Well, I should get going.
Yeah, me too. Talk to you later.
We're also gonna play a game of flipping whose voice actress is this, because I'm pretty sure she's a voice actress from Hannah Tell, who's Max. Victoria's a different voice actress, and then obviously Miss Jeffson's someone different.
Every time I look at Victoria, I feel like she's talking smack about me.
I'm pretty sure if I leave flipping, he tries to bring me back.
I see you, Max
There we go.
Caulfield. Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry. I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
Do I have to? I just don't think it's that big a deal.
The funny thing is, like, those are her options to say, but yeah, in her journal she was talking about how like she's really looking forward to like handing in her photo entry, and you're just like, you know, I know you're nervous and stuff, but you don't want to have conversations like that. Come on.
Right? But you do have a gift. You have the fever to take.
Again, Victoria's just sitting here like,
to frame the world
all right,
only
cheers.
the way you
You know,
envision it.
I get it that you're the protagonist, but come
All
on.
you need is the courage to share your gift with others. And that's what separates the artist from the amateur.
That's exciting. Right, now I can. This is a flipping bit of a meaningless conversation by the end of it. Right,
You didn't
let's move
tell
on.
me how cute I looked yet.
All right, Chris, I'll see you later.
Welcome to the real world.
Here we go. This is the flipping first. Now, I think this is actually one of the big things that kind of. I was like, oh, this game's quite interesting whenever I heard this kind of music come in. I did think the music was quite nice. I know I did kind of meme it up in the playthrough, but you know, it's just because it's all the same kind of genre. But I like the genre. It's
Make
great.
sure I don't look like a total loser.
I hate that class. It's so fucking boring.
Yeah, like this is kind of where we go when we're talking. I'm gonna have to flip and talk over this, by the way, because this is gonna be. There's no way I'm muting the audio for it, but I am gonna have to talk over it quite a lot because this song plays through like this whole thing. But yeah, like this is the thing where like a lot of things were like 70% good, and it just doesn't get to like the full 100%. You know, like this kind of atmosphere and stuff. Like look at this flipping intro. This is a pretty good intro in terms of like, all right, we're in the hotel. Almost said, what the hell? We're in the school. You know, we're hanging around with people, and we're seeing what the situation is. You know, you can have Max
Evan
talking
doesn't
about
say
people.
much to me, but
It's also a shame because a lot of these characters don't really come back. Because like Evan, I don't really know much about at all. You've got Alyssa, who's obviously, you know,
she doesn't hang out
she's
with a lot.
she's more like a meme in this game because like bad things happen to her and that's it. And obviously there's flipping the Victoria posse, who I think is it Taylor, is that her name? I think Taylor is one of the girls who like kind of becomes nicer.
Where's Taylor?
But again, they don't commit, you know, like she doesn't become like fully good and like go away from Victoria. Like she just kind of,
She's such a
you just
sweet
learn,
Taylor and
you know,
Victoria.
you just learn that she's like, oh, I only do it because I'm trying, I want to be popular and stuff. But nothing happens afterwards. You just learn that about her,
The
and that's
science
it.
room.
And you're like, if you
There's a
wanted
portal
to,
Warren's brain.
if you're wanting to change a character and have them go through an experience like that, have an action or like a behavioral change with them, but it just doesn't really happen in this game. It's really sad, you know. Yeah, there's like Evan and Justin and stuff. These guys aren't really used
I
at
think his
all,
name is Justin.
really. Dana's used once or twice.
Dana is on my floor too. She's such an
Who's Dana
archetypal
voiced by? Is she
gorgeous
voiced by
cheerleader.
Victoria's voice actress?
They must
She's
make
definitely
them
one of
in a
those
factory.
reused ones.
Stella is
Stella's
always-
basically your like Warren
She didn't
love
come to
interest
Blackwell to
part
mess
2.
around.
Yeah, like these guys aren't really used that much. They're like background
I hate
characters.
jockstraps like Logan.
It's bizarre. It's just because you're making this your like the very first sequence in the games, you would think they're gonna put a lot of emphasis on these different characters.
Nice.
It was Daniel, I'm
I
right.
wish I could beat the shit out of
Oh no,
him.
sorry, it was Brooke. That was
I've seen
Warren's
Brooke
love
in
interest girl.
Warren.
Yeah, there you go.
She seems like his type.
Literally spoon feeding it to you. It's like, oh, she might be one of the people that's interested. Oh, here we go. There's the Rachel Amber
It
thing.
looks like she's been gone for months.
Now again, quite good because you know this is kind of subtle storytelling. We need more of this. You know, like just things that you learn from being rewarded by exploring things. You know, because you will learn about this obviously when you meet Chloe later
I
on.
missed the poetry
but
jam tryouts,
it's good.
and I did not steal
Um,
that backpack.
I'm pretty sure some of this stuff, like this stuff's irrelevant. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's all, I always love it when there's wee nuggets in like things that you look at. I would kind of almost wish there was
Good
different
thing I
stuff.
left my AK at home.
That really epitomizes America there that you can include that. It is also a bit weird that
The
flipping
principal doesn't come out of his office.
that you get to see flipping like all of the characters like all in the flipping hallway. It does seem a bit weird. But hey, you know,
Miss
I-
Grant is a
I'll
great
allow it
teacher.
because it's the intro. She's a great science teacher. That's literally it. And here's flipping Zachary and Juliet. Lovely.
There's
Don't you remember what
Juliet
happened to them?
Yet
Um,
another Vortex Club figures Juliet will
Yeah.
be dating Zachary.
it's bizarre.
Jocks sucked
Yeah,
up
some of these
in the
people
Vortex.
like these people towards the end they
He's
don't
cute.
really include
I
anything,
like
you know.
skater boys. Too bad they don't like me.
Skater boys. You should get to know my friend. I've got a couple of skater friends.
Samuel is such a weirdo. But I kind of like that about him.
Samuel's almost like the one that got away in this game, you know? Like he was kind of like the wasted potential of the game. Where like he had some very interesting stuff about him, but it just nothing came of it, you know?
Never be too cool like Nathan.
Like you can speak to him, but it doesn't really mean
Lame.
anything, you know? Alright, exciting. Bully free, it starts with me. That's hilarious. Right, let's flip and end this. So I don't get any more copyright strikes. I'm ready to get him flipping mugged off here by Sid Meier's, right? Shut up.
Nobody can see my meltdown. Except for
I
me.
do like as well as Diegetic, the opening song, you know? It is very weird there's just listening to the same song again and again. Bizarre. Right, I don't know if there's anything that interesting here. Rachel Amber. Is there anything that's interesting? I hate Victoria Chase. They've only been here for like a month, by the way. And like, here's something I actually do want to think about. Oh, tampon dispenser, look at that. That's exciting.
I'm good to flow. Thanks.
Exciting. Kate Torch forgot. Like, okay, one of the things I did want to think about with this game is literally like this. Where's the flipping thing? There it is. Whoops.
I feel like the universe is taunting me everywhere I go today. It all started with that bizarro dream in class. Am I going crazy?
I don't really know why she says that. Like, who's taunting her? The flipping Jefferson thing? Like Victoria Chase being saying mean things to her? Like, is that it? War looks a lot better though, to be fair. I'll take that. Anyways, no, so what I was saying before was that
Just relax.
it does feel as
Stop
if,
torturing
you know, it feels like there's only like 15 people that go to this school, and like the only people that you really see stuff about are characters you already know, which I get it. Like I understand why, you know, they want to do that, but like obviously they can't have just 700 people running about. But if you're basing it in a school, you almost want to like kind of seclude it to a certain number of people or a certain number of things where
like this every day.
not everything, like all the graffiti is revolving around people that you know, like Victoria, Rachel Amber, flipping Kate Marsh, you know, these are all people that we all obviously know, which, yeah, it just feels a bit weird. There's the one that started it all. Whoa, flipping butterfly in a bucket. And here we go, the flipping introduction of the goat. I just realized I'm wearing like the same shade of orange as him today. And I'm wearing a white shirt underneath it. What the hell? This is creepy.
It's cool, Nathan.
I promise I'm not cosplaying.
Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just
Yeah, like this is a bit flipping melodramatic, you know?
don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss.
Like at this point you need to flipping commit, like full on, you know? Here
So
she
what
is.
do you want?
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing
Business.
for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
That's my family, not me.
Oh, boo-hoo, poor little rich kid. I know you've been pumping drugs and shit to kids around here. I bet your respectable family would help me out if I went to them. Man, I can see the headlines now.
Leave them out of this.
I'm trying to remember
bitch.
what this actual
I
conversation's
can
about.
tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I
Yeah,
am.
I mean this is
or
a
who you're
bit
messing
flipping.
around with.
Also, I love how the gun looks like
What are you
flipping
doing?
the default
Come on,
pistol
put
from
that
Team
thing
Fortress
down.
2.
Ever tell me what to do? I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that
The
gun
gun away from me, psycho.
No.
I don't know how you can accidentally shoot someone in the chest, by the way. That's flipping impressive. It's also very weird how Max doesn't recognize Chloe in that sequence, because they do make a point of like,
can that be?
whenever she reunites with
in the
her,
bathroom.
you know,
He
in
shot
the parking
at
lot,
me.
she's like,
I
Chloe?
held up my
As if
hand,
she didn't just see her in the flipping
and
bathroom, you
I
know?
was back here.
Likely was.
I'm sure you'd recognize her from her voice or something, you know?
I already heard this lecture.
Because she doesn't make any acknowledgement that she saw Chloe. Because she just kind of says, like, the girl in the bathroom.
Now Kate is being hassled again. And if Victoria's phone rings, this is real.
Now,
Shit.
can you give me an example of a
Man, I
photographer
cannot believe
perfectly
this.
captured the human condition in black and white?
Okay.
It's also weird
if
how,
I'm crazy,
like, the first
I might
rewind
just
just comes
go
out of
all the way.
nowhere as well.
Can I actually reverse time?
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
Like, I wonder kind of how she discovers that she can, like, what ability this is. You know? Like, how does she kind of know what to do in this moment? They don't really explain it, but obviously that's just, you know, that's just what happens. They obviously can't explain everything in this game, and that's the kind of stuff I will let the game off on, because I'm like, all right, supernatural. You don't have to explain every single thing, you know.
Anybody? Bueller?
Max, don't freak out. Not yet.
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
Yeah, right. Yeah. We've already heard
Because of
this.
her images of hopeless faces. You feel like totally
When
haunted.
I took
by
my
the eyes of
selfie,
herself.
Jefferson asked me a question.
She saw human
If he does again, I'll know this is for real.
I love how she's like, oh, now I know it's for real. It's like
A
you
dumb
literally
word
just
for a
rewind time.
wonderful
Like
photographic tradition.
it's bizarre. Surely you're gonna know.
I know
Like, this
I'm
stuff
not
isn't
dreaming
happening.
this.
You all
Yeah.
know, the
It's
photo
real.
portrait has been popular
I can
since
tell.
the early 1800s. Your generation
So I
was
can
the
go
first
back
to
in
use
time.
images for selfie expression.
What if that girl isn't dead yet?
Hey, you see that girl?
The point
Can I
remains
save
that
her?
the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography for
I need to go to the bathroom quickly and check it out.
Now, Max, since
Oh,
you
yeah. The best flipping button. None of these work either.
I'm sorry. I feel sick. May I be excused?
nice try, Max, but you're not gonna get away that.
I'm also pretty sure at college you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to be like, haha, you're lying. I'm gonna flipping leave you here.
Jefferson wants to keep me after
Louis Daguerre
class.
was a French painter
And I
who
need time to
used
save that girl.
daguerreotypes, a process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're
Totally stuck in the retro
zone.
zone. The flipping quote's so nice you had to say it twice. Unbelievable.
What if I rewind again and give him the right
Yeah, right.
answer?
Yeah. Is that, what button is it then to go faster? Here we go. Yeah, it's that button. Thought it was. Right. Here we go.
The Daguerrean process, invented by a French painter named Louis Daguerre around 1830.
Somebody has been reading as well as posing. Nice work, Max. The Daguerrean process made portraiture hugely popular, mainly because it gave the subjects clear, defined features.
Alright, exciting stuff.
You can learn more when you actually finish reading the assigned chapters.
Pretty sure if I go to my journal,
Anybody
literally
else
it's
looked at
changed now.
this?
Yeah, we got a
What
new
would they
page.
think?
Yeah, this will be the weirdest journal entry I'll ever make. So weird I don't know how or where to start, but started the most vivid dream of my life. I was lost in a storm by the lighthouse until I came to the edge of the cliff. Then I saw a giant tornado heading for Arcadia Bay. It was so real I could feel the rain stinging my face. And I was scared, crapless, and a boat hit the lighthouse and swear I actually felt like I was going to die. But I woke up in Jefferson's class and I wasn't even sleeping, almost fell out of my chair. Jefferson called on me, but I totally blew the answer. Of course, Victoria pounced on me and made me look like a bigger idiot. She's so awful and I didn't have the guts to turn in the photo without her. Here's Candace, but Victoria did her usual side with Jefferson. He's so cool and he wants me to succeed. I love how she mentions the ripping up of the photo, but then doesn't mention the shooting that happened
Guys,
like
don't forget
30
the
seconds
deadline to
afterwards.
submit a photo in the Everyday
Like, it
Heroes
must come in
contest.
after
I'll
you
fly out
save
with the winner
Chloe,
to
I'd
San
imagine.
Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure and it can kickstart a career in photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see.
Maybe I flipping Victoria walked by. What the hell was that
Max,
animation?
you are not crazy. You are not dreaming. It's time to be an everyday hero.
I think that's the reason why they have this everyday hero thing, is literally because, you know, like, they want to have this motif of like, oh, Max is a hero, even though she's like
I see you, Max
unexpected.
Caulfield.
Alright.
Don't
Oh my
even
gosh.
think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
We didn't change anything though. Come on.
I'd never let one of
I think you gotta, yeah.
I'm not avoiding, just
biding time. Waiting
Oh, yeah,
for
this was a really weird part. It's like what, like the John Lennon thing. I'm pretty sure.
exactly.
Max, don't wait too long. John
Oh,
Lennon
yeah.
once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
I think that gets used later on. I think I might get used in episode 5. The John Lennon quote. Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is really bizarre because then you can flip and rewind. Whoops. Oh, there's the journal. I found the journal button. Hello. Oh, there we go. So you can go back and then you can mention the John Lennon thing, and I'm trying to remember like what the point of this is, if there even is one.
Even if you're submitting your photo for the competition.
Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson, can I talk to you for a moment?
Yes. Excuse you.
No, Victoria. Excuse us. I'd never let one.
Yeah, this is really
I'm on
bizarre.
top of it. I think John Lennon once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
Max, you're on fire today. All the right answers. Good.
I would be very disturbed if
Make
that
sure you
happened.
finish
I'd be
working
like,
on
I
it
was
by
actually
today.
thinking of that quote.
I
Why
have
did you
faith
say
in
it? It's bizarre. But like, there's no reason to do that in like the general gameplay. Like, you've only just kind of wasted more time, kind of. You know, unless the dialogue was a bit longer and then you're wasting
I hope I
time.
have enough time
doing
to get to
that?
the bathroom.
Alright, here we go. Now I think it teaches you to run, yeah. I already know.
I can't tell anybody. They'll think I'm crazy.
Yo, Daniel.
You know I don't tease.
I hate that science class
I also quite like the kind of noise that you
Okay,
hear
Max,
whenever you're in the
retrace
corridors
every
and stuff.
I washed my face.
This is also where it gets a little kind of convoluted because, like, you know, like we sprinted to the flipping bathroom there as opposed to taking our time. But yeah, when we get to the bathroom, it's like I need to make sure I wash my hands and I flipping rip the photo and do all that stuff. You know, I don't really get that.
Girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the
I know it's the fire alarm, so I'm just gonna get that sorted.
What are you doing? Come
Da-da-da-da.
on, put that thing down.
Tell me
I
what
need a hammer to break it open.
Right, the hammer's like down
He
here.
was trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
Oh, look at that! What flipping what timing that is.
Never touch me again, freak!
Another shitty day.
That's what happens when you bring a flipping loaded gun into a skull.
That did not happen. This cannot be real. I just saw a girl get shot and then saved her. What the fuck is going on? Do not freak out.
Hey, do you hear that fire alarm? That means you should be outside.
I had.
I love how the fire alarm's only been going off for like flipping
Girls
2
always use
seconds.
that excuse.
Ouch.
Excuse for what?
For whatever you're up to, your face is covered in guilt.
The alarm tripped me out.
Then trip on out of here, Missy. Or are you hiding something? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Madsen. The situation is under control. There's no emergency.
I love how literally like the guy's saying, like David's saying, flipping, get out of the school, but yet we're still gonna stay in the school and have this conversation. Yeah, I'm also not gonna rewind and like see my other choices, I don't think, because I already know how all this stuff happens. So yeah, let's go flipping talk to Prin Wells.
You look a little
Good old
stressed
Prin.
out. Are you okay?
I'm just a little worried about my future.
You're sweating pinballs. Is that all you're thinking about? You could always
Could even
be
animate
upfront.
sweat. Come on, folks.
Or have you done something wrong? Is that it? Well, Max, talk to me.
Yeah, flipping screw it. He's not going to do anything. We already knew
I
that.
just saw Nathan.
This is the good thing with
Prescott
flipping playing this
waving
game
a
again.
gun
Is
around
literally you can just say,
in the
you know,
girls'
whatever you
room.
want.
Nathan Prescott. You sure?
Yes, he was in the bathroom talking to himself with a gun. I saw everything. He was babbling like crazy.
Okay, slow down. Slow down. So now you saw this without him seeing you.
I was hiding behind a stall. I have the right to be there. It's the girls' room.
I know. I just want to be completely
Can't say that
clear
anymore.
what happened.
Scary stuff.
Mr. Prescott happens
They
to
probably,
be
actually, to be fair,
Tom's
probably in the
most
new games they
esteemed
would have acknowledged like
and one of
the
Blackwell's most
the
honored
kind of gendered
students.
bathroom stuff. Seems like the kind of thing they would
See him
tackle
brandishing a
in this
weapon
show.
in the girls' bathroom. So what happened next?
Then he left. I ran out here wondering what to do. Are you gonna bust him?
This is serious charge. I'll look into the
Yeah,
matter.
this is. I think I made a point in my first playthrough about like, wouldn't you be able to check the cameras to see that he was like holding the gun?
After what I told
'Cause I'm pretty sure he didn't pocket it when he came out of the dorm,
In my
so he could
office.
literally just look in
Please
the
go outside.
camera. Again, these are the silly things that they could just change in the flipping game.
Of course, this
You know,
academic drone
if,
won't do anything since the Prescott family owns
shut up.
Blackwell now.
Yeah, we already know. Oh, the loading time's flipping fantastically quick. I also realised, by the way, the fire alarm, like, usually, I mean, I don't know what it's like, but most places I've been to there's been a fire alarm, the fire trucks have had to show up. Good to see in this game, they literally just didn't even care. They're just like, fire alarm, pff, we'll get it sorted.
Nathan Prescott, please come
Hey.
to the front office. Thank you.
I'm not really too sure what stuff I'm going to really explore in this game, like, because, you know, obviously I already know half the stuff. Oh, here we go. Looking cool. Very exciting stuff. Don't even know if I do love how all the flipping patching here. Like, this guy's flipping dedicated. Can't believe that. Yeah, it's also a shame that you rarely get your message from your mum and your dad. You don't even reply to your mum, flipping cheek, or your dad. Absolute flipping
Okay, I
unbelievable.
better get to my dorm and grab that flash drive.
I can't believe I thought she was 21. She's flipping 18. That's insane. I don't really know what all I'm going to talk to or deal with in this game, because obviously I know what kind of happens in it, and I know that a lot of this stuff doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, going back to kind of the initial point of me doing this stuff is that, yeah, like when I was first kind of playing this and I wasn't aware of you know, things not actually mattering, things not actually meaning anything. I did always quite like the detail they had in the stuff. Like, you've got people walking about, you've got people, you can even see in the far distance, you've got people in the stands. Like, this stuff I absolutely live for, you know? This kind of atmospheric stuff. Like, it does feel like there are people kind of walking around and living in it. I was saying earlier, when you're going to the bathroom in that opening montage, like, people are talking as if, you know, like they're actually like having normal conversations.
Scary. I'm glad I busted him.
Why do we sit here? What the hell? I don't think I've ever done this before.
So bizarro to be back here after 5 years.
Bizarro. Yeah, and like the music I do really like as well. Like this kind of, you know, original soundtrack music, like the kind of light guitar.
War an outsider. And who can I confide in besides my journal and my camera?
But I mean, do you see how big the school is? Like the fact there's not that many people cutting about is impressive. But I do like the fact they do have a couple of people that you never see or talk to, because that is more like real life. You know, so good as that. I feel like they stopped doing that after a while though. Like they did it in this first episode, and I don't feel like they do it that much. Aside from like the big set pieces like the Kate suicide and the Vortex Club party, I feel like they don't really do that anywhere else. Is there anyone here that's really that important? Maybe talk to these folks, sure. No, Stella's not important, is she? I didn't remember the Stella, so I'm going to talk to her anyway.
Hey, I know you. You're the new quiet girl in Jefferson's class. Isn't he incredible?
Not sure yet.
I'm not sure yet. I mean, he's...
I'm going to play it as if I already know this something up.
I don't agree with everything he says.
He does get a bit pretentious, but he's passionate and just says what he thinks. If Victoria wasn't all over him, I would definitely make a move.
That could maybe be Victoria's voice actress. I'm trying to think. Victoria?
Victoria is pretty obvious.
That was me asking her. You sound like Victoria.
She's closed the deal, but she's not the only player.
Now,
I think that is Victoria's voice actress.
You have a lot to learn here at Blackwell. Rachel Amber absolutely had sex with him. Well, I heard that from a good source.
So, you knew Rachel?
Not really. I saw her hanging with the other cool kids like Victoria. Not my kind of clique.
See, this is the kind of awkward period in the game's history where, like, you know, like it's because obviously before the storm takes place, like before her getting like kidnapped and being killed, and you know, but like not immediately before it. So like, there's a period of time. I think it's like a year or two, where like she is cutting about Blackwell, and like there's stuff that happens in that, like her relationship with Frank, and I think she said Mr. Jefferson there, like she probably had a relationship with prior to. And it's one of those things where you don't really get that explored that much, because before the storm dealt with like a slightly different time period. I think that was never like 17 or something. Did I even care enough about Daniel to talk to him? That's screw it, why not?
What's up, Daniel?
Oh, hi Max. Could I ask you a question? Would you mind letting me sketch you? I do put my sketches on Facebook though.
I'd be honored, Daniel. Makes me feel like a muse.
That's very creepy, by the way. Asking a flipping girl, being like,
I was just
sketch you.
about my real muse.
Who is this?
Rachel Amber.
Hard to avoid her posters all over campus.
Kills me to see her sweet face used as a crime.
Again, flipping creepy stuff.
She had a good heart.
So this is the kind of interesting stuff where,
So
you know,
what happened to her?
I've got a big theory about
There's
Rachel,
gotta
which
be a
I'll talk
story.
about just after
She
this
just
kind of
stopped coming to
dialogue's done.
class.
Which I think would have
Some
been a
people say she ran away.
fantastic,
Some
like,
say she jumped off a
twist
cliff.
that you wouldn't even need to
I hope she's
actually
okay.
do, but I think it's a bit too extreme for what this game's going for, you know?
No, but once she asked me to draw her portrait. Oh, she was a natural.
But this is where I'm starting to get confused with the timeline
Why
and
don't you
stuff.
start drawing me?
So,
Even
like,
though I must be a
obviously
step
these other people knew Rachel, but Max didn't, because you know, she's basically like asking these people about Rachel. She never knew her,
Oh,
so obviously
that's a
like
good
she
question.
must have got like transferred into. Oh my gosh, what a pose! because she would have had to have been transferred into Blackwell, I think, from another school.
Good.
So like,
Good.
you know, maybe they're in like a different. Again, I don't really know. This entire thing, it's like almost some hybrid college thing that she joined towards the end.
Best portrait ever.
Also, I'm calling BS. He did that in like 30 seconds. No chance. I always thought with this that I love how that's the first time this came up, and it's for flipping someone drawing a portrait of me. Like I don't think that kind of stuff gets brought up that much. I thought also he would have taken a little while longer. Right, let's keep playing this game of flipping guess the voice actor. Who's
Yo,
this?
Justin.
Check out the Max. Come to thrash?
That's Warren. That's 100% Warren.
Oh yeah? Bring it.
What's your first move gonna be?
Jump?
You're such a poser.
You need a kick
You
flip,
can't even
dude.
name a simple nose
Nose
slide or a
slide.
tray flip? You should walk on.
It doesn't even matter. Go away. Like that stuff's really unnecessary. Flipping like, oh, come back to me when you know your real skateboarding lingo. You're like, doesn't even matter. Right, I'm just gonna patch everyone else. Right. Anyway, let me tell you about my flipping, my Rachel Amber theory. So, everyone has this insane opinion of Rachel Amber that she's like flipping the goddess and can do no wrong. And Before the Storm only flipping emphasizes that more. That you know, everyone loved her. She was such a natural. She was so smart. She was a great actress. She was a great friend. You know, she didn't even have a drug problem in that game because they wanted to make her so perfect. And she only had the drug problem in between these two games, i.e. like before she got kidnapped, but after Before the Storm. So they had this big idea of Rachel that she was going to like be this absolute like lovely person who everyone adored. My amazing theory, all right, hear me out. What if Rachel Amber also had time travel powers? And she basically manipulated everyone to believe that she was like this goddess who was like an expert at everything. And everyone's opinions of her, because obviously no one knew that she had time travel powers, they would have not believed her. And there's no indication that she has them at all prior to this. But my idea was that literally like the events of Before the Storm and the events of up to her death essentially meant that, you know, she was manipulating everyone around her to not do your bidding, but to have this great grandiose opinion of her and to be this like natural at everything. Because from a writing perspective, it's really unlikely for a character to literally have this, oh, she was so great and she was perfect. It stinks of bad writing if a character is just perfect in every way and she has like no flaws, but she basically didn't, you know. Her only flaw was that like her mum didn't like her, and that wasn't even like a flaw for her, you know. And she was maybe a little bit emotional, but that's not anything too crazy, you know. But like there were so many other things that they could have done with that, and I feel like if that was something that was confirmed at some point or would have been implied greater, like if maybe someone hinted that it's a bit weird that she's liked by every single person, having the idea that she had time travel powers would have been a fantastic like extra twist on the tale, because then it also gives a potential origin story to, you know, to there's also Kate's voice actress, I know that for a fact. It sounds like Kate with flipping marbles in her mouth. It would also have given a better indication as to like why what was I going with that? I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh dear, that's embarrassing. But yeah, essentially, I think that would have been a great little twist. And like the events of Before the Storm would have maybe dropped seeds of that. Like, you know, they have those things where she goes off script. I remember whenever she does her like Shakespeare, she goes off script and like can memorize everything perfectly, and it just seems like a lot of stuff goes well for her. You know, like she gets flipping stabbed in episode 3 and doesn't die. And maybe that could be like a result of, I don't know, like that kind of stuff I would have liked if they actually did confirm that. Oh, I remember what I was saying. It basically would give a backstory as to why Max might have it, because Rachel dies, and then, because for all we know, Rachel could have died like around the same time that Max gets the powers, like around this time in the story, Rachel could have died, and therefore her time travel powers could have been passed over to Max potentially. And I feel like that would just be an interesting, you know, little twist on things.
What are you reading?
But yeah.
Love today or die forever. Don't even say anything.
It's a bestseller. What to say?
Good point. Now if you'll excuse me.
Very flippin' informative. There's no point speaking to Samuel at all, because Samuel literally means nothing to the story.
Oh look, it's Max Caulfield, the selfie hoe of Blackwell. What a lame gimmick. Even Mark, Mr. Jefferson, falls for your wave hipster bullshit.
Yeah, this is the kind of beginning of
The Daguerrean
Victoria being really
process,
flippin' embarrassing.
You could barely even say that. I guess you got your meds filled.
What's that going to do with meds filled? I guess you got, yeah, okay. What's that going to do with me not being able to pronounce something?
Since you know
saying I'm a
all
junkie?
the answers, I guess you have to find another way into the dorm. We ain't moving. Oh wait.
I remember actually,
Hold
you know,
that
pointing that out and being like, couldn't you just step over them? You know?
So original. Don't worry, Max. I'll put a vintage filter on it right before I post it all over social medias. Now, why don't you go fuck yourself?
That's not even like a big, like,
Oh yes.
they're making it sound as
I'll
if
get your
like,
horny ass out
you
of my
know,
way.
oh, I can't believe that she would do this. Like, she took a photo of you and was like, I'm going to post this all over social media. And I get it if you're like an older person, maybe like, oh, you might have an embarrassing photo, but it's just her like standing still. And she's going to put a vintage filter, that's not bad. Right, I'm pretty sure I need to wait for, if I remember correctly, I need to wait for Samuel to go up here because his paint drops, I'm pretty sure. And then he has to like, and it falls basically on them. If I remember correctly. No, hold on, I'm trying to remember how this works. There's a flippin' switch over here, which will like turn the sprinklers on, like intensify it, I think, yeah. And then the paint will literally like,
What the hell? Are you kidding? Look at this. Chill, Victoria. It's just water.
all over my cashmere.
Yeah, water on my cashmere.
I didn't know what cashmere was when I first played this, and then I realized it was like a,
You look
it's actually
great.
Scottish,
I
if you can
can't
believe
even
it.
chill on the steps.
Yeah, because now the paint falls. Oh no, it doesn't actually, no, because you gotta make it fall.
Do you understand English? Keep
But look, I mean, look at this. Like, they're literally standing up now, and I still can't even walk past them. Like,
understand
stuff like
English?
this is very
Get lost.
flippin' arbitrary, you know. Welcome to Sluts R Us. It's so, some of the stuff in this is just very flippin' embarrassing. Yeah, right, here we go. Okay, so once Samuel gets down from his ladder, I need to detach the thing. Right, here we go. Whoa, no, tamper.
Can't grab
Oh,
that.
flip me.
Samuel is way too close.
Right, there we go. Tamper. Okay, now you do the sprinklers. That'll be the other big thing, is if I can flip and speed run this
Okay,
game.
let's see if this works.
Da, 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 da. Nice, bro. They're literally just throwing a ball like on the green, and that's it. It's not even, they're not even doing anything that crazy.
No way! No fucking
You
way!
okay, Victoria?
Oh, Samuel is sorry. Wet paint is not good for hair, nope. Sorry.
Get the hell away from me, weirdo!
Hold on. We'll get some towels. We'll be right back.
That's Max's.
Move your ass before I drive.
It worked. Don't mess with Max, bitches.
I think I'm like, I think I can like take a photo or something with this.
Hey, Victoria.
What do you want, Max?
I'm gonna make fun of her. Screw it. I'm gonna be flipping a dick in this one.
Don't say a word, Max.
Oh wait, hold that pose. And no filter needed.
Why wouldn't she just like get out of the way? Why is she flipping stand there or sit there
Now
the whole
please
time?
move. I've had a messed up day and I'm going to my room.
You do that? I know where you live. So does Nathan.
Yeah, well, guess what? This is something I actually mentioned in my
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
This is what I mentioned in my playthrough. I'm pretty sure. Is it like, why would you fear anything if you can rewind time? And like, there are moments in this game where like literally you're about to get flipping shot, or you're about to get like a flipping log in your face, and literally like you just rewind time like just before it hits you. And obviously that's a game thing because they can't have you literally dying.
Is going to be pissed we took so long.
All right, Max, shut up. But yeah. By the way, these whiteboards, I don't know whose idea it would be in like an actual dormitory to put whiteboards outside flipping bedrooms. Recipe for disaster. No boys allowed.
As if.
Yeah, read this edition of the Blackwell Toad. I'm seriously curious. I mean, look at this. Tale of the Three of Red Rum. Cute reference. Stomping Bigfoots. Awesome. I couldn't imagine the kind of filth that we'd written on our whiteboards if we had them in our flipping dormitories. Holy crap, it would be a nightmare. Well, bang for Jesus. It should even wipe away. Be the change you want to see, lol. Pie, hooray. What was our one again? Oh, we need to actually write something.
How sad. I didn't write anything.
Yeah, we're gonna write something.
I have nothing to say.
It's times like this I wish you could like free sketch and just do whatever you want, because that would just be, it'd be chaos. I mean, that's a bit sad. Why does it look like he's got a dick coming out of him? Like, his body isn't complete, it's just his flipping chest and that's it. What the hell? Alright, anyway. I think you can go into Victoria's room. I'm gonna do it just because I'm pretty sure. Oh no, can I? Can I not? No. No, I thought you could. I think you can do it whenever you come out of your bedroom. Well, there it is, flipping Chateau de Caulfield.
Home sweet home. My favorite cocoon.
So what was the point of us coming in here again? I can't even remember. Oh, I think I was getting Warren's hard drive.
Hard to believe I'm 18 now. I'm lucky my parents enabled my photo habit into adulthood.
Yeah, your mother and father. How exciting. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, she doesn't even flipping acknowledge her parents, like flipping the cheek. Unbelievable. You know, you're moving away from home and you're not even flipping doing it. I'm pretty sure in order to keep the plant alive, you can't water it every day. So I'm going to water it today, but I won't water it the next episode.
You are thirsty. I'm the worst baby mama. Drink up.
Action will have consequences. Right, let's get this flipping flash drive then.
I look so pathetic.
Friends 80. What's the difference between friend and subscriber? I know that flipping YouTube used to have that. I mean, flipping, if you know, you know, but YouTube used to have, like, you could have friends and subscribers and subscriptions. And, like, friends, you had to add each other to be friends. But I don't even really know what the benefit that was.
Daniel has so much
Really
talent.
bizarre.
I hope nobody hates on it just because it's me. I am so addicted to this site. Look at
Camera
these
porn.
vintage beauties. Warren makes me laugh. It's nice to feel like I already made a real friend here.
Yeah, that's... We're gonna flipping veto that. For sure. Alright, where's the stupid flipping drive? Is it in here?
Max and Chloe. Best friends forever.
There's another issue I have with
No
this
one
game,
says
like,
that anymore.
some of the
I'm going to have
photos,
to
it was
find
really bad
out
before the
eventually
storm, if I
and
remember
find out what
correctly.
she'll say.
But, like,
The longer I wait, the
you know,
worse it'll be.
that looks nothing like Chloe, really. Not even like flipping young Chloe like you saw in like the flashbacks and stuff. That looks like Max. That's basically Max. And not just because the hair's the same, but like, that face is not Chloe's face. That's a bit sus. I think you might have an imposter syndrome here. What song plays if I play the Wi-Fi or Hi-Fi? Oh, flipping Crosses by Jose Gonzalez. Great song, by the way. What's this note? I'm gonna probably have to turn it off.
Me a little message with his flash drive. He's such a goofball.
Goofball, haha. Oh, I can get a photo. I've already got all the achievements, so no need. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the flash drive, but I need to find it
Instant film
first.
is so damn hard to find and expensive now. But
I always thought it was beside the thing.
I'm analog. Looks like Dana left me a little
Oh,
post-it note.
yeah, it's in Dana. There we go, that makes sense.
Now I have to go get the flash drive.
Alright, I'm gonna
from
keep the music on,
Dana's
screw
room.
it. Jose, you flipping deserve it. Cast some light, it will be alright. Great song.
You can't get out now, Dana.
I'm not sure if I prefer his version of the song Heartbeats or the original one by The Knife. If you know, you know. Flipping great.
Welcome to the real drama queens of Blackwell.
Oh, Juliet, this is so stupid.
What's up?
Hey, Juliet.
I'm just gonna interrupt your flipping phone call. Right, who's this?
Oh yes, Max. I've locked Dana in the room.
Oh, that's
because-
Kate again. What did she do?
What did she do?
What didn't she do? Dana's been sexting with my boyfriend.
Ouch. How did you find out?
Why do you care?
I like the fact she kind of looks like she got lip fillers. I don't think she literally has lip fillers, but
That's why I'm talking
I like
to
that kind of
her.
interesting.
What's my
like,
last name?
Oh. Trying to remember which one it is. Is it Watson? I think.
Juliet Watson. Duh.
I'm flattered.
Boom.
I didn't even
Look at
think
that.
you
Still
knew
got
my
the
name
flipping
at
logic.
all.
I'm trying to see. I'm going to see if I can try and remember all of
Just
them
because
without
I
needing
don't
to
talk
rewind
a lot
time.
doesn't mean I don't care. So, how did you
I'm
find
really
out
bad
about
with names,
them?
so I wouldn't be able to pass that
According
test
to
in real life.
Victoria, Dana would do anything to date a quarterback.
According to Victoria. Huh.
She saw the sext, and Zachary won't answer his phone. Once Dana admits it, she can go. Straight to hell.
Oh yeah, so now I've got. Yeah. Oh yeah, Victoria's got it. Yes, this is why you have her, and this is why you have her door. It's slightly ajar. Right. I'm pretty sure. Oh, where is it?
That is a tasty plasma. Maybe I could sneak in and watch Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I don't care what anybody says. That's one of the best sci-fi films ever made.
Thank you, Square Enix. Nice flipping plug there. I can't believe. I think that's hilarious that they literally have that as a flipping thing. You know.
That's real nice, Victoria.
Also keeps itself flipping.
And who the hell thinks I'm a hipster?
Keeps itself flipping
Boom.
logged in.
This is the email I need to show Juliet. Now I have to print this fast and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, there's also like no chance of flipping her ever coming in. So like you can just take your time. Where's your flipping printer? Over here. How do you print this? Come on. Print it. Print it. There we go. I always did wonder what it would be like to live in a flipping dormitory. I think whenever Chris gets back, or if Chris gets back, I'll ask him. Because he lives in actual, like, American dormitories, dude. Right. Oh, I just be a flipping dick. Yes, I'm going to mess it up. I don't even care.
Photo Tetris and leave Victoria a message. Let's move.
Because we know that she graffitis our room in the episode 2, I'm pretty sure. There we go.
A pattern is emerging.
I don't care. Right, anything else we can mess up? We break her camera. I'm trying to see like what stuff we can just sabotage. I'm gonna try and make Max be a massive dick.
She get a 3D printer for her dorm room?
No, I
Maybe
don't think I
I
can do
will
anything
join
else.
her posse.
I love how she has literal photos of herself on the thing.
They should call this series Aloof. Cold and soulless.
Because she flipping hates her. She deserves it. We're gonna flipping be massive dick Max. You know? It's great. You need this is the thing, whenever you're younger, you need to stand up for yourself. If people flipping fight you, fight fire with fire. Not that I would actually, like, you know, condone this in real life. But in video games, who cares? People kill people in GTA so they can take their anger out, you know?
Of course.
And that's proof. There's a game called there's a book called Moral Combat. It talks about video games and violent conduct and how if they're correlated, and the answer is definitely not. They're correlated in the reverse. If you play video games, you're more likely to be less violent and stuff in real life. So, great book. Would recommend it.
And you do my laundry.
Thanks, Max. You're like the Blackwell Ninja. Now let's see what Zach has to say about Victoria.
You set me free. Thank you. Warren's flash drive is on my desk.
Is that Victoria again? We haven't had any other Ashley characters yet, I don't think.
Almost done. Get the flash drive and then I'll go see Warren.
Yeah. Pregnancy test. I'm going to be a flippin' snitch.
Oh, Max, that's mine. Thank you. You're not.
That doesn't even flippin' mean anything.
I think you better go.
Lol. But guess what? I already know. So this is where flippin'.
You hurt her feelings.
Yes, I'm just gonna. So this is where you would genuinely just rewind time just for the hell of it, because like you got caught, but now you know the information. There we go. Right, take it.
Must protect.
I literally don't. Oh yeah. Oh
so
no,
Max
let's
never
not do
has
that
to
again.
chase it down again.
Yeah, let's not flippin' do that.
Hey, Dana.
Seriously, thanks again. I can't believe Juliet locked me in my own room.
Yeah, then that's Victoria
mature.
again.
Dana, I'm not trying to be nosy, but I heard a rumor about you.
What? Who told you I was pregnant?
Nobody important. They just acted like it was bullshit. I just wanted
I don't even think that's true. I think we're literally just making that up. I think.
Can you keep a secret, Max?
You are pregnant.
You're pregnant. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
Yeah, me neither. But I did. Anyway.
Oh. What about the other?
Deadbeat Dad? You can catch him on the 40-yard line this Friday. And it's not Zachary.
Oh, I didn't even think I did this my last playthrough. Who then? I don't even care if you can tell me.
And you don't have to tell me. In fact.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same one either way.
I like your spirit, Max. Anyway, you better get that flash drive so Warren has an excuse to bug you.
Pretty sure. Will this not say
This
someone
is
else?
both sad
Yeah, Logan.
and pathetic.
Yeah, pretty sure it's Logan.
Now I feel too wiped out to leave.
I'm tempted if I go back. Well, actually, yeah, home screen. I'm gonna go back anyway and see. Now that I've read that, while I say it's Logan. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's have speed run this.
Hey, Dana.
Rimmer.
What?
Yeah, we told you, nobody.
It's like.
I wish I could just fucking rewind the whole thing. You are preggers.
You're.
Yeah.
Oh.
Deadbeat Dad.
Oh, damn it. Alright, it's great.
Who?
Alright, well, we already saw that it was Logan on the thing, so I imagine that that is who it is. But again, not that it even really matters. Also, look at the many flipping maternity books. Look at how many flipping clues there were.
Good lord. Dana really was on her own.
Right, cool. Like that, like nothing even happens with that at all. I'm not even gonna flipping read Warren's message. It's great. Like nothing happens with Dana's pregnancy. I don't think at all. It's just there for the hell of it, I guess. It's really bizarre. Whoa! That wasn't even me. That was terrifying.
Damn. I better rewind.
I want to do that so that oh, here we go. Nice. Come get me. Alright, this is the next thing again. I think this is Kate.
So don't think I'm blind. I see everything here at Blackwell. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, and leave me alone.
Oh, this is one of the really weird ones where couldn't you just take the photo and then rewind, because you get to keep, because they make a point in this game that, like, you know, they make a point. I'm trying to think why I even. Anyway, I'm going to interview. I'm nosy. I'm going to flip and just walk in.
Why don't you leave me alone?
This is one of those ones where like you could take the photo and then rewind time and then intervene, and you should still have the photo, but the game doesn't let you do that. So like if you rewind time, you won't keep the photo. It's really bizarre.
No, you're not.
You're part of the problem, Missy. I will remember this conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, mate.
Oh, Max, that was great. I think you scared him for once. I have to go, but thank you. It means a lot.
Anytime, Kate.
Look at that. What a flipping great person I am.
I felt like an everyday hero.
Yeah, and I keep on using this everyday hero motif like so much in this episode. They're really trying to hammer it home, which I kind of get why, but it is a bit kind of desperate. Someone literally dead on the flipping grass, if you can see there. Holy crap, that's disturbing. I don't really get why you couldn't like go back in there and maybe interact with some people differently, but I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get to see flipping Maxwell Silver Hammer, which I think is a band, if I remember correctly.
I'm glad I stepped in that time.
So it's quite funny because that's Frank's RV over there. That's Chloe's truck, as you can see. What did she say about it in the beginning?
Now this really pisses me off. So entitled.
See, that's
Sorry,
annoying.
handicapped folks.
Yeah.
My truck needs these 2 spots more than you do. Bastard.
You see, like, Max will say this. So this is why. I personally don't really dislike Chloe like a lot of other people do. I know a lot of people despised her, and that's why they can't. I mean, maybe in this replay, my opinion might change of her. But stuff like this, I don't like. Where like Max is like, oh, what a dick! I can't believe this person did this. But because it's Chloe, they're like, oh, that's fine. It's okay. It's because it's you. It's like, don't be an enabler just because your friend does it. You know.
Damn, somebody is seriously devoted to putting up these posters.
Yeah, how exciting. Yeah, so you got Frank's RVs there. It's like all the flipping hits. Pretty sure these are all like some of like these are, yeah, Broadchurch. Yeah, these are all references. That's Broadchurch, which is a TV series. I'm gonna see if I can get them all. It's hers Twin Peaks. Yeah, it is Twin Peaks. It's QNT MLP. My Little Pony. I have no idea what that one is. What's this one? Maybe they might not all be that, but I know definitely some of them are. THPR. I don't know that one either. Parks and Rec. That is. THWR. These are all like flipping references from.
Check it out.
Excuse me, I'm in the middle of something here. This is, it looks like Carnival, that one. And his says flipping the X-Files. What ones do we have?
I have
Twilight
to go find
Zone.
Juan and give him back his flash drive.
And what the hell is this? THS. PRNS. I don't know. I mean, I'm not very good at this. Oh dear, I thought I'd be better at this than I am. Breaking Bad. Oh, haha, the RV's got Breaking Bad on it. Flipping lol. Right. What's this leaflet say?
A new surveillance system. That's how it starts.
Okay, so maybe this is how. I actually didn't even know this. Okay, so maybe that explains why, you know, there are no flipping. Shut up. There's poor Juliet. I haven't done this before.
How could Zach and Victoria do that to me?
Hang on, this is interesting.
Hi, Juliet. How are you doing?
I haven't.
Oh, hey, Max.
I never knew Juliet was
Sorry,
here.
I'm
Hold on.
still screwed
It's
up.
actually new to me.
Sorry you had to find out about Zachary that way. Or anyway.
Better sooner than later. Now that skank Victoria won't be laughing behind my back anymore.
Have you talked to Zach yet?
Mr. Badass Football Hero is such a chicken shit. He said he sexted Victoria as a joke. Ha ha. I think Warren wants your attention.
Damn it, Juliet, can I just flipping keep talking to you?
Hang in there, Juliet.
See you around, Max.
That's interesting. I mean, it didn't add anything, but you know, that's not bad. What the hell? What does that say?
I wonder how long before Samuel has to repaint that.
Does that say tarred? Oh my goodness, that's flipping. That's really nasty. I don't even know what that means. That's flipping. I didn't think a game like this would have that. Alright, Warren, what the hell do you. Well, I know what he wants.
What up, Max? How are you?
I love that.
Thanks.
It never gets old. The
No
flipping
problem.
patch into the hug.
Check out my new wheels.
Cool. Very old school.
1978.
Very
to
flipping
be
crap.
exact. Now we can go to the drive-in. There's one in Newburgh just 60 miles away.
You're in the wrong time, Warren. But then, so am I.
You okay?
It's been one strange fucking day.
Man, I saw that Victoria didn't take down that pic of you on Facebook. Major bitch move.
It's literally just her standing still, you know?
No worries, Warren. I took a sweet shot of Victoria. I can't wait to share.
There you go. Good.
Oh, score one for Team Max. It would be
ruined.
so karmic to see your ass clown face all
Is
over
karmic
the
a word?
interwebs.
I didn't know
I
karmic was
guess
a word.
she does deserve it for all the shitty things she's done to people.
Exactly. We're gonna
By
flip
the
make her
way,
life a
I
living
saw
hell.
Daniel's sketch of you online. Not bad, but I could do a much better job.
Oh, what the hell? Neither of these answers are any good. Damn it.
Daniel posted it on.
I already knew that. So it makes no sense me saying that. Did Daniel, unless I'm feeling ignorance.
You're part of his online
Silly.
portrait posse.
Don't be
where's your
jealous.
flipping portrait?
I'm sure he'll ask you soon.
Oh, you're a wit, Max.
It's the company I keep, Warren.
Ugh.
So, did you get a chance
Flippin',
to check
why
out
is this more flirty than my flipping first playthrough? What have I done? I mean, again, literally, you don't even know if she has or not, so screw it, no, I haven't.
No, I've been way too busy with class.
According to the journal, she has been very busy, so that
Damn,
is
girl, you had it like
the
a
most,
year.
like,
Or a week. I did browse through all the titles, Drama Queen.
oh yeah, some of these aren't great.
Ha. Make sure you watch Cannibal
Whoa, what a,
Holocaust.
that's incredibly violent. Seen it.
Seen it. I was more disturbed by all those emo vampire movies.
There you go. I'm making Max a
Sensitive
flipping
high
badass
school
in this
boy
one.
loves sensitive
She's gonna be
vampires, too.
flipping the
So
indestructible one.
sensitive.
Ouch, that sounds awful the way you say it.
No, I was impressed you had faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
That's such an
Sparrow is a
incredibly
genius at
flipping
Black
random.
Plus, baby
uh,
breasts.
Oh.
Who would beat your sensitive ass down?
Like, if anyone that didn't know that reference, they would have been like, what the hell is that flipping
I'm
option?
driving my car to an actual movie this week. But you seem distracted.
I'm not
I don't
speaking
wanna
about it with
speak
you.
about it. This is kind of a crazy day for me.
I don't think you can ever really tell Warren that you can time travel until maybe like the very end.
I may be a pest, but I'm a good listener.
All the
For reals,
best friends
Warren.
and boys
This is
are.
between you and me, not social media.
Don't insult me. Max, go on.
I had this incredibly
Yeah, this is
bizarre
very
experience in
flippin'.
Mr.
This is
Jefferson's
very
class
like
today.
teen
mean,
romance
life-changing.
dialogue right here, you know?
Have you ever had a dream so real it was like a movie?
Max Caulfield, right?
Maybe it's also just the way the Warren voice actor
What the
does it. And maybe, maybe he's been directed to do that. I don't know what the guy's like in real life.
What the fuck ever? I know you like to take pictures, especially when you're hiding out in the bathrooms. You best tell me what you told the principal. Now.
Again, fearless. I don't care. Told him the truth.
I
Answer
told
me,
him the
bitch.
truth. A student had a gun.
No, you told him I had a gun. That's why he dragged me into his office.
He is a student, isn't he?
And did what? Give you a stern lecture?
Nobody lectures me. Everyone tries, though. They try.
This is so flippin' stupid.
You should talk to somebody, Nathan.
Do not analyze me. I pay people for that. Worry about
Yeah,
yourself.
again, he's just airing out all of his dirty laundry flipping right there.
Take a step back, Nathan Prescott.
There you go.
Oh man, you're telling me what to do?
Get away from her, dude!
Bang. Yes. Here we go. This is the flipping highlight of the thing.
Nobody tells me what to do. Not my parents.
It's a very sensual kind of neck touch there. Oh, here she is.
Max? Chloe?
No way. You again.
Oh, go! I got this!
That never doesn't make me laugh when he's like, I got this, and he's getting pummeled. That's the only kind. That's one of the very rare like actual funny moments in the game. But yeah, good timing flipping David. He got there like after they were knocked out.
Man, Nathan Prescott is messed up.
It would be quite. It's kind of difficult if you don't read the journal. You don't really know the Max and Chloe relationship that well. And even like the journal stuff doesn't really talk about it that much. So this isn't as kind of big as they turned it into in like the prequel games and stuff. Because obviously Chloe would talk about Max quite a lot in the prequel games, and obviously she doesn't appear, excluding the DLC.
And thanks, Chloe.
But
it makes perfect sense. I'd see you today.
But like this wouldn't have the same impact of someone when they're first playing it if they didn't really know, because the game doesn't really tell too much about it.
I have no idea. I know he's a Prescott.
And an asshole. Your friend really stood up for you.
Warren? Yeah, I owe him big time.
You're not the only one in debt. And you're already causing trouble.
I thought it would be quiet here. Feels so weird to be back.
So I guess Seattle sucked hard?
No, it felt like a real city for artists. Big and bright. Great for taking
pictures. This is like your kind of first dialogue scene between like the two main people in it.
Town like Arcadia again.
Not after seeing you.
Please, girl. You came back for Blackwell Academy.
You're about to dip, by the way, in the background. Did you see that?
Of course, it's one of the best photography programs in the country.
I do always like this song as well. The song thing in the background.
So you came back to Arcadia
it's very
for
chill.
a teacher.
I think it's the thing. It's the.
Don't you think I'm happy to see
what do you call it? It's the main menu song.
You were happy to wait 5 years without a call or even a text.
Yeah, she was a dick. Are we gonna be a dick to Chloe as well? Probably not. Nah, because the whole flipping thing revolves around her. So.
I know things were tough on you when I left.
How do you know? You weren't even here.
I didn't order my parents to move specifically to fuck you over, Chloe.
You've been at Blackwell for almost a month without letting me know. Enough said.
I just wanted to settle in first and not be such a shy, cliche geek. I totally would have contacted you.
I bet you don't use these sad excuses on Mr. Jefferson. Don't use them on me.
That doesn't really make much sense. I mean, like it's a different kind of context with Jefferson and her. But and also she probably doesn't even have her numbers in 5 years. Come on, people change their numbers after 5 years, you know? She could just lied and been like, yeah, I did. You didn't get my text. I love how the camera still breaks regardless, even after flipping.
Wow, haven't heard that one in a while.
The rewind.
Not everything changes, except my camera has officially taken a shit.
My step douche has a boatload of tools. Maybe you can fix it in my place.
I need very specific tiny tools.
Nerd alert. My stepdad has a fully stocked garage, and he actually is a tiny tool. Welcome home, Max.
There you go. That's your kind of first interaction. It's obviously a little bit tense because of the circumstances, you know, around it. I don't think it's too bad. Obviously, that Chloe does stuff in the game over the next couple of episodes that is quite, you know, harsh. You know, that people don't really agree with. Like, she is a bit kind of extreme when it comes to things. It's even worse in the prequel game. Like, in the prequel game, she's just... There's a lot of issues with the prequel game that I just, you know, want to get off my chest, you know? Like, flipping... I don't even think it should have been about Chloe. Like, I think it should have been about Rachel. And I know it technically is about Rachel, but, like, you know, they definitely should have, like, had you play as Rachel, because you already know what Chloe's like, and you know what she's going to turn into. Because this is what Chloe is, obviously, in this game, and you can't change that. So if you're making a prequel game about a character that's already in the next one, you can't really do too much, especially if it's an interactive, like, player choice game. Can't really do too much with player choice. Oh, yo, it's weed, man. There we go. Flipping, been in about 30 seconds and immediately on the flipping ganja. Right, what am I looking for here? These are some pictures.
Look at that. Chloe and her dad were so close.
William, that was his name, was it not? He had an awful... I remember a lot of the voice actors didn't come back for the prequel game. His voice actor was flipping horrific. The new voice actor they got for him.
She looks super sad. She looks super stoned.
Oh dear. What are we looking at again? I think these are all just more things.
Who'd have thought Chloe wouldn't pay her parking tickets? She does love trouble.
I mean, like, stuff like that is just so kind of unnecessary, you know? It's like she tries to say she's a good person, but she just does like really petty stuff. Like, again, parking in disabled parking spaces and all that. It's like, you're not doing a good job making the character kind of, you know, be sympathetic if those are the kind of like petty things that she's been going over.
Hey, give me that. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be nosy. Obviously, she was a good friend.
Putting it mildly.
Here's the song again.
That's Rachel Amber. Her missing person posters are all over Blackwell.
Yeah, I put them up. She was my angel. After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned. Rachel saved my life.
Man, I had no idea.
Well, you never made much effort to find out. I was 14. We were best friends.
I never forgot. Even if I was an asshole and didn't keep in touch. But you had Rachel.
Rachel had my back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll be super nice
We
to
were gonna
Chloe
kick the
because
world's
Chloe is
ass.
also flipping,
You'd laugh at how different we
you know,
were.
a dick to people.
She wanted
So I'm
to
gonna
be
join.
strong.
I'm gonna follow in her footsteps and
looks
be a
like a
dick to people as well.
That was her plan. Our plan. Get the hell out of Bigfootville and into Los Angeles.
I don't think you would do that.
So what happened?
You know,
Did you
LA's a
fix
bit of a dump.
Your mom?
You know, I will
tried to
say.
Stop you?
My mom was too busy hooked up with Sergeant Shithead.
I feel the love. Now, when did Rachel actually disappear?
6 months ago. She just left Arcadia. Without a word. Without me.
What about
The parents are in the
Are they
the
looking for
prequel
her?
game. They're also
in
weird.
denial. Max, I know she's missing.
I assume you know more than that.
How could they be in
Rachel
denial
left,
and then
she
you'd be
said
like,
she met
oh,
somebody
I know
who
she's
changed her
missing.
life.
Like, are you saying they're in denial about her being missing? Like,
And you haven't heard anything from her since?
Like everybody in my life. My dad, you, and Rachel. Gone. Can you put on some music now?
damn. What if I've been depressing conversation now? Oh, let's get the flipping tunes on. Here we go. Pretty sure it's flipping Sparkle Horse as well. Hang on.
It won't play without any power.
Power. Yep, that is what power does. This pretty much is a speed run for me. It's actually the journal reading I was doing earlier. I'm gonna have to go back to that, by the way. That's the one thing I am doing that's quite different. Oh no, it's not. It's this song. I like this song as well. I like all the songs in this game. I have basically all of them on my Spotify because they're flipping not the OST, but the like licensed music. I do quite like it. Do you get it? Because she was talking about
Your friend
LA
chose to fix your
and
camera in the
California, and
garage.
this is a song called Santa Monica Dreams,
Are you okay?
and it's about saying goodbye to your
Sure,
past.
I'm awesome.
What a time.
I just want to blaze and be alone for a moment.
That's a bit of a dick. You're like, yeah, I just got here. We haven't seen each other in like flipping 5 years now. You're like, oh, give me some space. No, screw it.
No,
Take.
Max, this isn't a tool shed. Like I said, check the garage.
See that? You see stuff like that's a bit of a dick move. You'd be like, all right, flipping dick. I'm just flipping. I just got here. You know. Right, fine. Let's flipping home. What happens if what's in here?
We had such a blast drawing these together.
Power girls. That's a bit copyright infringement there. Might be a little bit dodgy. Yeah, like they obviously put a lot of effort into like this bedroom, for example. You know, like all the stuff that's kind of cluttered around. Like a lot of this stuff I feel was missing in like the kind of later episodes, you know. But like they put a lot of effort into like, you know, all this stuff. So fair play. What's this?
Damn, Chloe does need a lot of money to get out of Arcadia.
Awesome. Am I gonna lose the music whenever I leave? Am I? Oh no, I'm not. Yes, happy days. Right, is there even anything? It's not. There's really nothing worth looking here, is there? The bird dies. I know that. I'm just gonna ignore it. Oh, that's it. But I know that there's a bird up there. There's like flipping condoms in the drawer. There's really nothing of any use, is there? No, screw it. I'm just gonna flip in speedrun. Again, I do want to play the game and like see what it's kind of like, but I don't want to flip and spend
Nope.
7 hours playing it.
Unlocked it from the other side.
I think their bills are overdue. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Doesn't look like the Price family is rolling in dough these days.
Exciting. This is a great song. Hey Kate, thanks again. No problem. Oh, actually, no. While I'm here, we're gonna do the journal entries again. Oh, 19! Oh, flip me. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to read through all this. This is going to take so long. Oh my gosh. Just going to the bathroom, be alone, wash your face. Or a nightmare or daymare. Once got to the butterfly and saw this in the bathroom, thought in. The president freaking out, talking to himself. I hid in the corner and this punk girl came in. And shot the girl. This is where it gets strange. Lol, get it. Did everyone say life is strange in any of these games, by the way? Ethan fired the gun. Yeah, so how did she describe it in real time? I could feel the world twisting around me and this pressure in my head. Everything seemed to rewind. I found myself. I love how it says everything seemed to rewind. How can you describe that as just a general emotion? So don't you hate it when you're like hanging out with someone and all of a sudden it feels as if you're flying? I know that one works because if you fall from a big distance, it does feel like you're flying because that you can't literally rewind something, you know. So you can't even. I don't know. It'd be like saying like. I actually can't even think of an example. You know, it'd be like it was like 1 minute I was eating it and then the next minute it was as if I was uneating it. I was like I wasn't being sick. It was like I was taking the whole food back out from my. It's like, you can't do that in real life. So how does that work? How can you just describe it like that? But again, it would be very difficult to try and explain rewinding time in a flipping in a proper context, you know. Dose of some drug. Major Groundhog Deja Vu. I like Groundhog Deja Vu. That's pretty good. Neither. Head in the corner again. Who would show it up? And the girl came in the bathroom. Smash over the ancient fire alarm. Scared both from a well victory. Hiding the problem. So glad. Prince of Wales. But Prince of Wales didn't even do anything good. He fucking wasted that. Didn't want to believe me. Also feel like sorry, I'm not reading this all out. It's going to take far too long if I read it out. I'm just kind of skim reading it here. Because I haven't read all this stuff like proper. But if I've been 10 pages after like what 30 minutes of gameplay, jeez, maybe it's been longer than that actually. To be fair. Is that Warren? Oh flipping yikes. I do wonder how she has the time to write all this stuff, you know? I shouldn't, like, especially towards the end. Scotland was just new as well. Scotland only came out about 5 years prior to that. On a side note, Rachel Amber, yep. I wonder if you don't look at this stuff, does it not come in? Surely, because I haven't actually looked at some things, some of this won't appear. It was funny. Was it funny? I don't think so. So I finally got a position. We rewound once. That was literally it. Do an actual GIF in the universe. Some of this stuff isn't as interesting. Why do you see like that stuff there? You know. Yeah, so she also acknowledged the note from Logan being like, oh yeah, like it was really weird. There's a note from him. So obviously you do want to mention that. I love how she's like, oh, they have the same troubles as me. It's like, well, having a literal child like changes your life completely. Having this rewind power is kind of a weird, just surreal thing. I don't think really you can compare the two. Huh. I love it. How celebrated should I be with this power? Like, don't even include this. Like, include if you did save her, but don't include like, I also saw Alyssa get hit with a football, but I didn't intervene. It's like, all right, you've been psycho. You've been writing that down. Like, yeah, I deliberately didn't help her. That's awful. I like the use of Stormtrooper in the literal sense, as like, you know, because the Stormtrooper obviously everyone thinks of Star Wars, but you know, like the original sense of it was like a literal Nazi trooper, so I respect that. Yeah, how'd she not know that was Chloe at the beginning? Henry was in a trouser worn to his man card. I mean, he did earn his man card, and then he earned his flipping getting whooped card straight afterwards. I do like how they do acknowledge that like they didn't really talk much in the journey. Like it was pretty awkward. I like that kind of attention to detail. I feel like this face has gone out of fashion as well. The kind of like side smirk thing, like, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, exciting. Right, back to the song. Here we go.
Now this is the Chloe I remember. Always.
That's a very
smiling,
distinct
happy.
time period, by the way. The flipping tights
so much
on the really short shorts. I mean, that entire just attire. That was very flipping the early 2000s kind of, you know. Oh no, mid to late 2000s, like early 2010s. Especially that, oh my gosh, that's awful. That's kind of almost contemporary as well. People dress like that now. Alright, what else we got? You switched TV on, what the hell? That doesn't do anything.
I haven't seen this place in 5 years. Seems like forever.
What are they reporting on? I wonder if there's like that's like a flipping... If that actually, you know, hints anything. I don't think so. They're just literally taking random videos of like the sky. And this lad outside flipping... This is like a flipping COVID vaccination center. What the hell? This game predicts COVID? Bizarre. Right, anyway, turn that off. That's flipping annoying. Telephone. More photos.
Joyce still works at
There's
Two Wheels
Joyce.
Diner. Best damn burgers in Arcadia. I better get one soon.
Beautiful. Right, let's get flipping... What's that flipping? Travel money. Going to Paris, which is... Paris is okay. It's not great. It's quite overrated, you know, for the amount of people that do want to go to Paris. It is very kind of like, you know...
I can feel autumn pushing.
It is very like romanticized. They literally have in like Japan or in Asia, they've got like an actual thing called like Paris syndrome, and it's like whenever people go to Paris and like get horrifically flipping, you know, underwhelmed by Paris.
That would be awesome. Explore the world, go far from here.
Far from me? Thanks a lot, dude.
Dude, you would totally come with me. I need a bodyguard for our adventures.
I would be like Lara Croft, except real. That would be majorly cool.
Totally. We'd have cars and boats and planes all over for instant escape.
Who fantasizes about this near the
No
14?
adults could tell us
That's a
what
bit flipping extreme, you know?
Count me in. What would you do while I was
It seems very flipping childish.
Maybe take pictures
Because
of our adventures.
this isn't them whenever they're really young, because when they're 8 they had different voices, like not different literal voices, but like the voice actors literally like changed their voice to like sound a lot
You are
younger.
a photographer. Your pictures could be in a museum. Someday they will.
No, you believe me, awesome.
I believe in you.
Cheers. Right, let's get in this flipping thing. Is it through here or no? Wasn't sure if we get. I think you just go through the other door. Okie dokes, right. Let's go flipping. Got flipping big TV for a family that's in
I
debt.
should be able to find the tools I need here.
Right, I'm pretty sure it's password protected, isn't it?
No password. Like it would help me find tools anyway.
Oh boy, I'm trying to remember what specifically the password was. There's definitely one of those like. Hold on.
Wowzer, a map of Blackwell Academy. I wonder why.
Oh yeah, this is literally like the CCTV.
Chloe's stepdad actually installed cameras in the rooms? For reals?
For reals?
This guy has serious trust issues. Do Chloe and Joyce even know about this?
Right, and now I completely pretend as if we didn't even do it. Okay, I need to find flipping this clue. I am not against flipping just looking up the answers to these, by the way, sometimes, because obviously all I care about really is just looking at the story and stuff and seeing what
Shit.
stuff's changed and interesting.
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers. Right. So what do I do this? I think I have to like reach for something or.
Nothing. This is so lame.
Because I'm pretty sure if I literally just do it again and try to be more careful, she just drops it again. Like a silly Billy. Oh, fuck me. I think I have to do the same thing. Yeah, just yeah. Okay, so we need to find something else. There's a flipping random deer. There's the Kiar. There's the door to go back outside the other time. Did I see the flipping beans? The meme? Yeah, there they are. That became like the big flipping meme of this entire game series.
Ooh, precision screwdrivers. Except I can't reach them.
So if I turn this on, which wasting electricity, but you know, it's for the greater good.
That was very smart, dumbass. No can reach.
Damn. I mean, the thing is, you definitely could reach that. You know, it's not even that flipping. Oh, you have to push that in. I mean, maybe not actually. Depends on how far they fell in. Right, push this through. It's just the kind of thing you have to like mess up intentionally. Come on, there we go. Not really much to talk about here. There's just a generic kind of situation. You have mad skill.
No password. Like it would help me find tools anyway.
Trying to figure out how to flip and get these files without surely you could just flip and like use something to cover up the spillage. They're not mops here, come on. I cannot remember. Yeah, look how flipping nosy I am. I'm just gonna listen to the flipping answering machine.
If you're listening, Pete was cruising home off duty and told me he saw you near that garbage dump. Now I've told you to stay away from that place. It's dangerous. And you got no idea what kind of scum are living out there. Stay away. I'm serious.
I do feel as if David and Frank are definitely the two like best characters in this game in terms of like complexity and like changing, you know, what they're like. Because, you know, that's one of those things where I was complaining in my video about how a lot of the characters felt very one-dimensional and just flipping annoying, whereas like those characters are actually like quite fleshed out and they do kind of change as the story progresses.
Chloe's
You know.
stepdad is head of security at Blackwell. He wants to put surveillance cameras all over the school? How paranoid can you get?
I mean, if you had flipping surveillance cameras, they would have been able to see that Nathan had a flipping gun and they would have got them.
Stepfather is this asshole from Blackwell?
There's also one of the weird inconsistencies of video games that they have to basically be like, oh, David Madsen, he's Chloe's stepdad, and then the next thing it's, oh, I can't believe it, David Madsen's is Chloe's stepdad? It's like, yeah, they just saw, right? I know it's not the first time that you come in here, so I don't think you can do anything else. How do you flipping try the flipping paint of this? I'm trying to remember.
Poor little dear. It's not enough to kill you, they have to display your head. Check out the muscle car. Chloe's stepdad must be a gearhead.
Exciting. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it at this point, so I'm just wandering around like an idiot. Right, screw it, let's flip and get out of here. Again, not that any of this matters, you know. Everything's gonna be flipping, everything's gonna rewind and flipping, we're just gonna, everyone's gonna either die or not remember a thing we did. So what does it even matter that we do this stuff? Hello? Oh, whoops, wrong. They even said wrong way, that's embarrassing. Got mugged off. You only look for the fifth joint now? What the hell? Still smoking the same one? Come on.
You found the tools. Sweet. You can sit at my desk and fix your camera.
Cool. Yeah, this is a very exciting sequence. I think she just literally just lies there and still smokes and that's it. I've kind of realized as well that like throughout all of the games, like you can't really see what Chloe's like true passion is in.
Yeah. I just took them
like she's never really interested in academics or anything, or
Booyah, you skank. Karma's a bitch.
Or like any
That's
other
everything.
kind of real hobbies that she's into, you know?
I've seen this before. No way. When did you take this? You took this photo, you brat? In the bathroom today. You set off the alarm. That's why Nathan raged after you.
How the hell would you be able to just that from literally from literally the flippin'
Now tell me the
from
truth,
that
Max.
photo? She saw a flippin' butterfly on a bucket in the bathroom and was like, "Oh, that must have been the photo that you took when flippin' Nathan was getting me with a gun and you turned the fire alarm off. It was also in the bathroom and therefore you would have saved my life."
Oh yeah, I almost.
There's a lot of stuff there that doesn't really make much sense.
So, did you recognize me?
Not at all. I mean, that's the
Not
truth.
at all. Your hair
Literally,
was
flippin'
so
didn't even that girl in the bathroom.
I hope so. I'm sure this is all so weird to you after coming back.
Like you said, it's been that kind of day.
So you must have overheard our conversation.
Just a bit.
There is no way you didn't hear every single vowel.
Okay, I only heard something about money, drugs, but that's it.
Now for the big question. Did you tell anybody?
Did I? I don't think I told them about the flippin' money and the drugs, no.
Like who?
Like anybody. Stop stalling, sister.
The principal.
Oh.
But he didn't seem to
I
believe.
thought she was talking about the flippin' money and the drugs.
Principal?
I'm like, well,
Are
no.
you still 12? That drunk jackass only cares about cash for Blackwell Academy. Don't trust him.
I didn't mention you at all. Swear.
Thank God. I'll tell you more someday. And I seriously owe you, Max.
Yeah, that deduction of the flippin', oh, you were in the bathroom at the time of me getting shot. That was it's a little bit far-fetched, you know? That kind of that kind of goes a bit, you know. I can see what arguments they're trying to make, but it's a little OTT.
This was my real father's camera. I want you to have it.
That's so cool you remembered my birthday. But I can't take this.
Of course you can. My dad would be pissed if I never used it, and now I know it'll be used awesomely. And I'll snag this picture as a symbol of our reunion. Cool?
Yes, of course it's cool. Thank you. This camera is so sweet.
Now that we got that mushy shit out of the way, I feel like stage diving. Let's thrash this place.
Yeah, here's flippin' Sparkle Horse.
Crazy. Yep, I'm fucking insane in the brain. Let's dance. Shake that bony white ass. Or take my picture with your new camera.
Oh, fuck, I need to keep on talking. Holy crap. Sorry, I can't get copyright. No, Sparkle Horse, be nice to me. Come on. Alright.
This song fucking rules. Can't dance, hippie? Come on.
Oh, this is the meme. Here comes the meme. Where is it?
Break it down, Max.
Where is it? There it is. There's the meme.
Yo, turn it off. Turn it off.
That was actually quite good in my headset. That literally did sound as if it was someone else in my room, like someone in the flat.
Dude, the music's not even on. Asshole.
I'm coming up. We need to talk.
Oh, no fucking way. You need to hide now. My stepdad will kill me if he finds you here.
Why?
What's going on? Open this door, please.
Chill, I'm changing. Is that okay? Max, find a place to hide now.
Chloe.
No, I'm not gonna hide.
What are you doing?
I don't know why did you hide, Chloe? Huh?
I'm changing. Give me a minute.
Nope.
Get smart. Just let
I'm gonna do a wee flippin' dance to celebrate.
One
I'm still gonna be here.
My bra is stuck.
I'm not screwing around, soldier. Chloe.
Let me have a look at some more of your posters. You can't really tell who flippin' anyone is.
Exactly 3 seconds to open the door.
I think you can only hide in the closet anyway.
3.
Nope.
Shit.
What's going on in here? Why is she here?
None of your business.
I don't like strangers
We're
here.
friends.
Stop freaking. She's not a stranger. This is my friend.
Great. Another one of your friends. One of my guns is missing. Did you take it?
Oh god, I didn't take your stupid gun. You do know I believe in gun control?
Wait. Is that grass? You been token up again in here?
Oh yeah, guns, weed. You were tripping balls.
I mean, you can't really hide that one. You know, it's very hard to hide the flippin' smell of weed or anything, or the look of it.
It's not my
You know?
pot. It's from Max.
Is this true?
Nope. I'm not gonna flippin' lie to you. Come on.
It's not mine.
No, you flippin' Chloe.
I'm sure Chloe gets all the best shit.
I did like the maximum evil ending here against Chloe. I'm not gonna lie, I'm standing up for myself.
You haven't seen
Screw you,
Rage.
Chloe, you're gonna flippin' lie about me? No, and then she gets slapped. Which obviously does not, I do not condone this, of course.
Listen, you asked for that. You know exactly what you're doing. I can already tell from today that you're trouble, Max. I hope this doesn't affect your status at Blackwell. Don't ever come back.
Like, how, like, oh, that doesn't make any sense either.
Lay a hand on me again. I'll have your ass in jail.
Like, why is he like, I can tell you're bad news because you fucking intervened on me whenever I was being mean to Kia, and now I don't want you back in my house.
And clean this pigsty up.
It's like, she is 18, like, you're not allowed to do that.
I don't know what to do. Whatever. Everybody bails on me. Even my best friend Max, don't you?
Ah, you'll get over it. We're gonna be friends at the end of the game anyway. This is just a blip.
As if you care. Color me out of here.
And I'm pretty sure that the game ends with flipping like us being friends anyway, so no, screw it.
David was
I'm out of
such a
here.
mean bastard to Chloe.
What if I stepped up and took the blame? No. No. Have some righteousness. Of course I'm not gonna take the blame. I just met you and you're talking about, oh flipping, I'm gonna, like, we haven't seen each other in 5 years and you're you know, and you didn't keep in contact, but now you're gonna blame me for stuff? No. That's another 5 years I'm not gonna flip and talk to you. I dare you. I think this is approaching the end of the episode anyway, so we're just approaching the 3-hour mark of the stream, so that's exciting. There you go. Is this gonna be any different?
I haven't been here in forever. So why do I feel like I was just here? Whoa.
I mean,
This
you would,
is
yeah.
the
I was
exact
gonna say.
same path I was on during my nightmare today.
Exactly. I was gonna say, how the hell would you not remember that? That wasn't even that long ago. Flipping Warren. What does he want now? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The flipping photo from the black eye. Kick. People don't say kick anymore, I don't think. What else we gotta go? No, nothing else. Oh, I can't even be bothered. I'm gonna do all these whenever we're done towards the end, because surely these don't change. No, they don't. Okay, right. I'm gonna do all these ones. I think we still need Frank and Joyce, maybe. Yeah, I think Frank and Joyce are the two we're missing. Right, 2 more pages. Okay. Yeah, so again, how does she know from the butterfly photo? Oh, you must have been flipping in the house, or in the house, in the bathroom. Again, she's like, oh, whoops. What the hell? Okay, I guess it's this one. I love how again she's like, it was David Madsen. It's like, yeah, you knew that over here, you know? You knew it at this paragraph. I couldn't hide. No, you didn't hide, Max. That's the difference. You didn't. You flipping stood up for yourself. Hang with music, and then I was there. You even scare her off camera, so you don't have to go around him. Again, I don't like this. This is the game trying to be like, I was thinking about the scholarship, but it's a shame. It's like, no. You're thinking about flipping standing up for yourself and being righteous in yourself. But obviously, I'm trying to portray something onto the character that is not true. Back to square one. I keep trying to make the right choices, but I keep screwing up. Alright, game. Flipping disrespect.
So lucky.
How dare you?
They can always escape.
Oh, here you go. She's gonna be flipping angry at me, but I don't care. The hell?
Looks like the youth of Arcadia Bay still come up here to party. I never made it.
So that's not a bad review. That kind of like, it reminds me. The only other game I've seen with a similar art style to this is like Firewatch. It's got kind of a paintbrushy aesthetic to it. Quite like that.
Wowzer. Chloe drew that to mark our tree fort, so we'd always be able to find each other in case of emergency.
So you tell me literally no one has changed this map in like 5 years? Surely not. Right, here we go. This will be fun.
Sure you don't want to be alone? Sit down if you want.
Screw it.
Are you pissed at me? I just wanted some backup.
I'm not as brave as you. And David is indeed a step douche.
I'm sorry you had to experience it firsthand.
You have to live with him. Has he always been this way?
Yeah, like they kind of set up this cliche army trope at the beginning, and then obviously he becomes a little bit more kind of, you know, becomes a little bit more, you know, he becomes a little bit more sympathetic and nicer, and you kind of see why he's like that. So I quite like that. But I wish they did that with more characters, you know.
Rambo still thinks he's gathering enemy intelligence. Did you take a peek?
You know, I wanted to, but I realized I haven't.
Oh yeah, so that's if he did do the thing. Ah, who cares?
I'd like to find
Doesn't
out.
matter.
I bet he's got some serious porn in there. Good thing he didn't look. He's a total surveillance fetish. Where are there spy cams in the house?
I knew you didn't know. Chloe, your house is under surveillance.
What are you talking about?
There are cameras all over the house. I saw it on a monitor in the garage.
I knew it. He's so hella fucking paranoid. I'll keep this a secret for now.
Sometimes
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the files are like
No wonder I'm
files
so
of like people in Arcadia
Everybody
Bay.
was
Oh no,
telling us
people from the school, and it's his like private reports on them.
What's Nathan's
you know.
secret?
He's an elite asshole who sells bad shit cut with laxative. And he dosed me with some drug in his room.
What?
I met him in some shithole bar that didn't card me. He was too rich for the place and too wasted, and he kept flashing bills.
Just tell me what happened, Chloe. Now.
I was an idiot. I thought he was so blazed it would be an easy score.
You needed money that bad?
Actually, yes. I owe big time. And I
Yeah, you
thought
see,
I
this
had
kind of
enough
stuff
money
kind of
to
loses
make
sympathy
sure
for
she
Chloe.
showed
You're
up.
like, I know you need money, but like, you know, it's pretty bad, and this is the way you're doing it. It's a bit crap. And how can you owe someone
Before I could get a
$3
chunk of
grand?
that from Nathan,
Like, this is your drug dealer. Like, how much
he gave me a
flipping?
drink with some shit.
Like, I'm pretty sure she doesn't take anything else. Like,
I mean,
there's
I
no scene
do.
of her flipping taking cocaine or anything. Like, if she's only smoking weed, weed is not that expensive. There's no chance you're flipping paying, like, unless you're literally buying a flipping farm, there's no way you're paying $3 grand on just weed. So,
Everything was a blur.
it's really bizarre.
I tried to kick him in the balls and
That is a lot of money for
Nathan
a drug
freaked,
dealer.
So I managed to bum rush the door and get the hell out. Max, it was insane.
I'm so angry right now.
Furious? I can't even speak.
This reminds me of that line from I Think You Should Leave.
I figured out a way
This
to
is the maddest I've ever been. The guy's like completely like
That was
stoic.
Nathan's last
Very funny.
mistake.
He's still dangerous. We're not going to call the police. Screw that.
Dangerous, Chloe. Not just to you.
Oh, good thing you notified the principal. I feel safer already.
I won't always be there to save you.
You were here today, Max. You saved me. I'm still
Yeah,
tripping
like
on
I
it.
remember I didn't really like the
Seeing
first
you after all
episode.
these years feels
Whenever I
like
did my
the
first
best
kind
thing.
of breakdown of how the episodes were, but I think in hindsight it is actually much better. Although the thing is, as well, this is like a cinematic here, which is a bit weird because as you can see, the frame rate changes. Is this the scene where it begins to snow? I think. Because I'm not sure. I don't think we control the game after this. There might
This is destiny.
there might be the one
I hope
final
we can
scene we have to
find
climb
Rachel.
up to the hill again, but I'm not too
I
sure.
miss her, Max.
But it does look like it's a different frame rate at the moment, and I think that means that the game's over. Well, this
shit
chapter,
pit's
game,
taken away
this chapter's
everyone
over.
I've ever loved. I'd like to drop a bomb on Arcadia Bay and turn it to fucking glass.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, again, this is the kind of, oh, we're just going to do it randomly because, you know... Oh, here we go, yeah. Right. So you see the frame rate's changed again because now I'm controlling it, because I think we're at the bottom of the hill again. Yeah, this is the kind of convoluted, like, oh, we're going to use the superpower now, just for no reason. I kind of wish there was, like, a kind of stimulus, or like a, something that kind of spurs on, but there doesn't really seem to be anything. It just kind of randomly happens, you know? Like, I know in True Color, I'm pretty sure, the character has to get, like, overly emotional before she can tell other people's emotions, I think, or something like that. I'm pretty sure... Oh, rest in peace. I'm pretty sure that for Life is Strange 2, the kid also has to get quite angry for him to start using his telekinesis. So... You know, I've got to walk all the way over here. Whoa. You gotta use your flipping telekinesis but only when you're kind of mad. So those games at least have kind of something that will spur the power on, but this one's definitely like much more random, and it just we feel like having the character all of a sudden trip out now, because like you can rewind most of the time. Like I said before, the only time you can rewind is when Kate's dying, which again is completely arbitrary. But yeah, and it never comes up again. Can I just walk up here? Okay. Yeah, I thought I had to wait for it. And I think the doe is supposed to represent. So again, the doe represents Rachel Amber, and like it's guiding you towards the storm, but I'm not really too sure. Like, you know. Yay, that breaks the thing now. But like again, I don't really know what the symbolism is for this though. It's like, okay, the doe leads you to the newspaper, but what is that going to do with Rachel Amber? Like, whenever the doe is in the junkyard in episode 2, that makes sense because, you know, the doe basically stands where Rachel Amber's buried essentially, but you don't know that at the time. But this one makes more sense. You're like, okay, what is Rachel Amber going to do with the storm? Nothing.
The tornado is headed straight for the town.
Yeah, on this Friday, no! We have 5 days. Oh, here we go. Right, now the frame rate's back to this, because that is definitely it.
Oh my lord, this is real. It's real. Oh man, this sucks.
Max, what's going on? You totally blacked out.
I didn't black
I
out.
know, flipping.
I had another vision.
Good old flipping.
By a tornado.
Sid Matter's back again. Flipping. You know, gonna copyright strike me once again. They couldn't get enough of it last time.
I could actually feel the electricity in the air.
Come on,
there you
take a
go.
breath, okay?
So now you're gonna see the kind of some of the highlights of the other characters and all that. Something hardcore.
Hardcore.
Talk to me, Max.
I had the same vision earlier in class. When I came out of it,
I also kind of realized that, like, if you haven't seen someone in 5 years and like you had as bad interaction as you did that we set up today, so it does feel a bit weird all of a sudden in this part. They're like, oh, I really care about you, all that stuff. I literally did that as she did it herself. That was really weird. But yeah, literally,
I was able to go back and hit the fire alarm.
it does seem a bit too nice for the characters to be acting, considering how bad the interaction was after 5 years of not interacting with someone.
And I'm scared shitless.
You'd be a bit like, oh, this guy's a bit of a dick now.
It's been a hell
How dare you.
insane fucking day.
Oh yeah, as well, this is snow. The snow doesn't come back either. It snowed in this part, and then that was literally it.
Snowflakes? It's like 80 degrees. How? Climate change.
Like, I'm pretty... like, maybe that's the answer.
Max?
Is snow an indication of a storm? I don't think it is, but... that would be quite interesting if it was. But no, I'm just going to assume that it isn't, and they just kind of threw that in as another weather thing, because you have, obviously, the solar eclipse in episode 2, you've got the snow in this episode. Do you have any other ones? Aside from the actual storm itself? Is there any other weather in episode 3 or episode 4? Double moon in episode 4, I think? Or 3? No, 4. Okay, maybe there is a different weather thing every episode. Alright, fair enough. I was going to say I couldn't remember if there was. I do wish I could stop and listen to music, but I can't. We're younger. This is another kind of song about, you know, growing up and all that stuff. Because a lot of it's in past. There's a lot of songs like that. I'm a flippin' sucker for it. Yeah. I always did quite like this as well, the kind of foreshadowing of other characters kind of kept it going. So, good stuff. Yeah, and then there's other kind of characters that don't really... Okay, Prince of Wales is there, awesome. Like, he's got no real involvement in the story, really, aside from that one scene. As Jefferson. I mean, it'd be, like, in moments like this, it makes more sense to have, like, Jefferson there, and you're like, oh, it's weird, Jefferson's there. Obviously, he's a bigger thing than he actually leads on. So, very exciting. And then, how does it end again? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. What are the files, man? So this is obviously the dark room, and Rachel's files there. Lynn, Kelly, all these random girls. I think Kate's file was being made at the time. Right, well, very exciting. I'm not going to watch the credits, because obviously there's no need. Oh, time for me to do my episode 1 breakdown, man. No, so again, as I was saying before, I will do like a kind of mini summary. Yeah, I don't really mind it. I do think it's probably one of the better episodes in the series because of like how much stuff it introduces. It does fall in my estimation because, you know, a lot of the stuff that is explained, stuff in the game isn't resolved very, you know, satisfactorily. Yeah, it's not very well satisfied. But again, in terms of trying to hook people in on the game, it does a pretty decent job. So Yeah, I don't know when I'll do the episode 2. I'm not going to do this in like a flipping row. My next stream probably won't be Life is Strange. It'll be something else. I'm like DSP, man. I'm doing a different stream every time. But at some point I will jump in episode 2. I'll give it some time and I'll see kind of what stuff I have to critique about it there. Back to the kind of initial point that when I started the video and I was talking about how I kind of felt about it. I don't really feel too strongly about this first episode, I don't think. Like, it isn't anything that really kind of gripped me too much. I think it was like episodes 2 and 3 were like the ones that I was kind of more attached to. And yeah, I didn't really mind this episode though. Like, I kind of got similar inklings to what I was like when I was first playing it. Again, I just wish that flipping, you know, the other series, I mean, the game was alright for this, but there was only, what, like 6 main voice actors for like the kids, and you know, there's like flipping 12 kids in the show, so you know, there's obviously people doing more voices. Yeah, so I'm going to continue to kind of give my observations and points and stuff whenever I do the next couple of episodes. But yeah, it is a shame that this was like kind of the peak of the series, because literally like there wasn't any like the rest of the games just are a bit too melodramatic or not much happening from it. I actually did. I blame Chloe. Yes, I'm a 1%er. Let's go. All right, cool. So that's very exciting. I even have the highlight. This is so over dramatic. This flipping train. Gee, I wonder if Chloe's gonna get hit by the train. I've never flipping seen a game ever. But yeah, there we go. Right, so exciting stuff. What's downloadable content? What the hell is this? For the first game? Yeah, flipping go. I don't think there's any downloadable content. No, this game's still 15 quid, by the way. What the hell? There's Life is Strange 2. Yeah, there's no flipping downloadable content. Now, if True Colors is on sale though, big ups. And yeah, remastered. Life is Strange 2 is good. No, only if one's free, surely. Is this completely free? Surely not. Oh my gosh, it flipping is. What the hell? Alright, maybe I will do flipping Life is Strange 2. I actually have never played it from start to finish. I'm gonna download this now. I mean, this might be a part of the Square Enix thing. Okay, that's interesting. And I know I can play True Colors on Game Pass, which I do have. Well, I'll get it. Maybe this is at the very end of the stream. A plot twist. Much like in a flipping in a story-based game. There is a plot twist at the end of the flipping series. You can actually play the entirety of Life is Strange 2. Interesting. Is this not just for a flipping weekend? No? Okay, right, that's very interesting. I've never played Life is Strange. I know what kind of happens in it. I'm not fully... I watched the playthrough of it when it first came out from Adam Plays, and then I haven't seen it since. So literally this could be a brand new thing for me. So I'll still do Life is Strange 1, because why not? I'll do Life is Strange 2 as well, why not? You know, that'll be a nice change. Alright, anyway, I'm going to literally install that now, but in the meantime I'm going to move over to the camera. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, me and the voices in my head. Thank you for joining me for this stream. What time is it? It's just shy of 11 o'clock. I think that'll probably be me for tonight. I'll be back later on. Not later on, I'll be back, I actually don't know when my next stream's going to be. Another time. And I will probably play something a little bit different, a little bit more, you know, action-packed, as opposed to just me walking about, flipping, taking photos of stuff and complaining. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you for the next stream when it comes. So, peace out.